and W292EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Xtra app.
He can't say what's next for Cuba on Lisa Brady, Fox News. But President Trump just telling reporters the indictment of Cuba's former president, Raul Castro, is a big moment.
For nearly 30 years, the families of 4 murdered Americans have waited for justice.
Acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche unveiling the unsealed indictment against Castro and several others over the downing of civilian planes run by an exile group in 1996. Cuba's current president says the island was defending itself from repeated airspace violations at the time. He calls the indictment a political action and suggests it's a pretext for possible U.S. military action. In Miami's Little Havana, many hope for regime change.
This should be the beginning of the downfall. This should be the beginning of a liberation of Cuba.
Oscar Fernandez, who left Cuba in the 1960s, tearing up while telling Fox they've been ignored for decades and vowing not to let this opportunity pass by. President Trump just threatening again to resume strikes on Iran.
Right on the borderline, believe me. If we don't get the right answers, it goes very quickly. We're all ready to go.
This after pausing a plan to resume strikes earlier this week to allow more negotiations. Iran is threatening expanded retaliation if strikes resume. An American doctor infected with Ebola during the ongoing outbreak in Congo is now in Germany for treatment.
Dr. Peter Stafford, weakened by his condition, was placed in what was described as a plastic tube-shaped bed during the flight to limit his exposure to the pilot and crew, some of whom were in full personal protective equipment. It's believed Stafford operated on a patient who apparently had Ebola. Stafford isolated himself when he noticed symptoms.
Fox's Gernal Scott, Stafford's wife, who's also a doctor, and their 4 kids remain in Congo being monitored for symptoms. America is listening to Fox News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes and get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis. Pete Davis, he's got the duck shirt and he's got the Arsenal soccer boys and the hat thing, and Just Jeff's here and Flounder in the house, in the booth, and boy, we got election results. We got Donald Trump stuff. We got a lot of sports weird stuff. Holy smokes. From football and baseball stuff and NBA stuff. I mean, holy moly. Anyway, we got it all. First of all, Pete Davis, Mountains of Macon. You got a soccer. What do you got? Is it a big soccer time now? Are they doing like final something or what? What's going on?
I'm not the kind of guy that rubs it in when my team wins it all in the English Premier League. First time in 22 years, but Arsenal go really? Gunners.
Oh my goodness! So is that the finals of the soccer?
They have an aggregate. Whoever wins the most points during the season wins it. There's no championship game or Super Bowl or anything like that. They're wasting a lot of money.
Because I didn't hear. I kind of realized I didn't know that there was. That was like the Final Four. There's no Final Four in the international soccer.
No, there's one game left on Sunday, and now we know who's won already.
Yeah. So in other words, even if the final game loses, they still win the what is it, a championship or the year? What do they call it? They're winning the what? The years?
It's a championship.
The championship.
Yeah, they win it.
Yeah. Well, and now is that the British one or Scottish one or what? Or are they all British?
It's basically the British one. Yeah, it's the British one.
Well, and I know you have a lot of. You're a soccer fan. I don't know.
Not a huge soccer fan, but I like it enough to go with the winner.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And the Flounder and Mrs. Flounder, a little bit Veronica. Anything 24-hour?
Nothing. Nothing new in the last 24 hours.
Other than Lucas.
Luca, yeah. So Mr. Lucas brought a chipmunk.
Yeah, he caught a chipmunk.
Towards the bottom of the deck area, which Veronica wasn't thrilled about.
No.
Then she got a little more agitated when Lucas decided to throw half his head up in the hallway.
Picking little tiny limbs out of the carpet. And my favorite thing when I was a cat is when they go, and they're getting ready like 9 times, and then whack. It's a big freaking stream,
At midnight, too, when you're sleeping, you hear it.
Oh, crap.
Well,
pick them up and get them outside.
We have now in our backyard, because remember how I was telling you about how our next door neighbors
don't you have wolves or something?
Goats.
Goats. That's right.
Kind of airing out the yard
eating
and all
the vegetation.
That. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they're and before that there was a little fox and had 2-3 cubs. They migrated to our backyard, and they make these awkward and very, very loud noises in the middle of the night.
Really?
To which our neighbor's dog Jacob will just bark all night.
Oh boy! Well,
fun neighborhood stuff.
Well, it's good. But it's a beautiful. It's it's better than waking up to sound of traffic and honking horns.
I totally agree.
Anyway, I've done both in my life. And Just Jeff behind the board here today. Just Jeff, how's it going? What's up with you, man?
Not much. I can't top that. I can't top a puking cat.
Are you a pet guy?
Well, I had a cat, and I've had dogs too. But right now, I don't have any.
There you go. And anyway, welcome back. And Just Jeff, you're on the board. And if you'd like to join us, and why not? Here is our number: 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And we got a million things here today. A lot of political stuff and a lot of personal stuff and some goofy stuff and some newsy stuff too. Again, this is amazing. Donald Trump went live before he was leaving for the airport, and then he went live, gave a speech at the Coast Guard Academy, and then he went live again after. I mean, he's 3 different. You can't keep track of this guy, and every time he says some stuff that's really important, newsy things, and it's almost impossible to keep up. I mean, we've never seen anything like this. It's just astounding. Anyway, so we'll have updates on that stuff for you today, Donald Trump stuff. Oh, and of course, election results. And also, these freaking scumbag liberal Democrats they're going overboard again, reacting in the most ridiculous ways to the fact that the Republicans are trying to stop cheating and racism involved in elections. And they hate it when we're trying to stop that stuff. Also, a bunch of personal stuff and weird like social media type stuff, and an update on the Tyson Fury wedding and what happened. And the reason I picked out that story to talk about was because I'm going to have fun making fun of somebody for something here in a few minutes when I talk about it. But I'll get to that in a moment. Let's see, 404-741-1230. Yesterday, on the way home, I stopped for gas. Was it yesterday? Day before? Yeah, before it might have been. At the Shell station right down here in the Battery, near the Battery, on Terrell Mill and Powers Ferry, and filled it up for $5.50 a gallon. Wow.
Mine's up too. I mean, for my car, and I use regular unleaded, it's $4.09.
409. Yeah. Do you don't even know what a 409 is?
It's part of it. Is it an engine or some kind of a car? Is it a?
Yeah. Well, it's it's an engine, but it's a thing.
It's a Beach Boys song.
Yeah. Now, do you know what a 409 is, Just Jeff? You probably know that. You're old enough to, aren't you?
I've heard the expression. I can't really tell you.
Oh my God, Pete! Do you know what I mean? If I say 409, you know what we're talking about, or what?
Yeah, it's a spray cleaner. 409.
Yeah, Mr. Green Jeans. the cleaner with the earring, isn't that the guy? Is that the 409 guy?
Mr. Clean?
Mr. Clean, that's a different one.
Mr. Clean.
The 409, oh my God, the 409. Exactly. When I was a teenager, they came out in like 1961 or 62, and there was a great big freaking Chevy Impala. I mean, it just, and back then, in 61, 62, Chevy was huge. You couldn't drive it. If you had one today, you could not find a place to park. I promise you, there's not one parking lot built anywhere in modern territory today where you would be able to comfortably park that car without worrying about somebody hitting it. I'm sure it's too big. You can't park them. Anyways, I said they were huge things, but they came out with a 409 cubic inch engine. and a 4-speed stick. What the hell was it? What's the name of the stick shift? Oh God. A Hurst kit, 4-speed Hurst stick shift on the floor. And the first ones that came out, the first one I saw as a kid growing up in New England, when I was probably, I don't guess 15, 14, no, maybe 13, 14, and was driven by the town hood. The first one I saw was the town, there was a town hood. Yeah, literally, like in the movies, like Harrison Ford would roll up his Luckies in his shirt sleeve and his T-shirt sleeve and stuff, and grease back hair, and his freaking girlfriend would be all over him. Bench seats, back then had nothing but bench seats, and his girlfriend be hanging all over. I thought, oh God, I want to be that guy. I so wanted to be that guy. And the 409, when that went roaring down the street, man, that was a freaking force. Anyway, thanks for the memory. I have no idea what we were talking about. Oh, gasoline, $5.50. Oh, one more thing. Speaking of flashbacks. My first car, I paid cash for $250 of money I earned because we always had to work all year round at my house. And I paid, first car I bought was in 1962. I was 16 years old. Yeah, I was 16 years old, and it was a 1953 Chevy. A Chevy Bel Air, gorgeous, beautiful car. Three in the tree, the 3-piece stick shift. And I remember going to get gas at the local mobile station in our neighborhood, and gas was 25 cents a gallon. And the guy would come out with a little bow tie and open your hood and check your oil and your water. And if you wanted to check your tire pressure. And you weren't allowed to touch the pump. Oh, my God. If you went near a pump, they were yelling at you. In fact, do you remember, Flounder, when you could pump your own gas the first time? Were you even old enough? You might have.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember when was the first time we pumped? Well, like 75 or 74, 75
or something? Well, I was born in 78, so.
Yeah, but Pete Davis, do you remember the first time all of a sudden? I remember the first time when it first happened, and I remember doing a story on it, and I drove into a parking lot, and I saw a woman pumping gas into her Mercedes. And I thought, for some reason, that struck me as the most unbelievable thing that a woman with a beautiful car like that would have to pump her own gas in America. It was unbelievable.
But we always expected, especially at the Gulf, to get a magazine, a Disney magazine, or a T-shirt, or a flag, or at Christmas, you got the Christmas albums with all the stars singing the Christmas stuff. Yeah. You had free tire. They'd come out and change the oil and everything. Yeah. The little plastic, I still have it, the little plastic clipboard. They'd put the thing in to sign through your window.
Yeah. What a time.
I remember when that transition happened. It was kind of like during the energy crisis.
Yeah.
When gas went double, triple, and they're trying to how to save money.
That's exactly what it was. That was like the Nixon energy, the Nixon...
73. The oil embargo.
Yeah, oil embargo. Yeah, that's right. And remember all those K cars that came out and all the foreign cars and all this stuff? Oh, my God.
I remember the self-service where you had to put a dollar bill in the little thing and slide it in to take the dollar bill. It was really weird.
Oh, I don't think I ever did that.
Remember that.
Well, this was the first self-service pump.
I'll be darned. I don't remember the sliding dollar bills in there.
Back in '79, my first job was a gas monkey there on Memorial Drive, and of course we could open for 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the afternoon.
Right.
People would line up all day and block Memorial Drive, and we'd have to go out there with the little pylons to say, "Okay, you're the last one," and people would get out and move the pylons.
Yeah, they didn't like that. Yeah,
so we'd have to go out there with baseball bats and threaten them.
Yeah, I remember all the fights when someone would drive around the gas station trying to get in line and cut somebody off who was driving the other direction. Oh my God. I mean, there were events all the time. Wow. Anyway, well, we got that, so we got that going for. Anyway, $5.50 I paid it for my car. That's all right. It's all good. All right, 3:13-ish. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and Just Jeff is on the board, and your calls, and we got a lot of political stuff and Donald Trump stuff, and mercy on Hump Day. It's Hump Day at 106.3. Welcome aboard. How you doing?
You can stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at Xtra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Boortz, and stay connected at the office. That's Xtra1063.com.
It's funny. I've needed some paperwork stuff that I haven't even seen in years and years. Luckily, the same way that can help me, they help you. Atlanta Safe House. Atlanta Safe House in Alpharetta. New location, Union Hill Road in Alpharetta, Atlanta Safe House. They've got 500 of them right there ready to go. And I mean big safes. I mean big safes like, as big as a shed. Little teeny safes and jewelry safes and pistol safes and gun safes. My first gun safe was a Browning. But they got all the top brands. Fort Knox, more than anybody in this part of the country, by the way. And they protect your rights. They're not giving anybody your master reset code. And they can, if you're not sure what you're looking for the inside, they can be really mostly empty for big, long things you need in there. Paperwork and drawers and jewelry safes. They can build you a vault door. They really take care of your stuff, including paperwork, like I needed and was able to find it. How about a living will or things your kids might need for medical records, like I didn't have down in Florida because I didn't have my safe. Well, that's all changed. It'll change for you, too. Taking care of your stuff. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Are you paying too much in taxes? Most people are, and they don't even realize it. Hi, I'm David Nicholas, president of Nicholas Wealth Management. Every year, hardworking individuals and business owners send more money to the IRS than they legally have to. I hate to see it. Not because they did anything wrong, but because the tax code is complex. It's always changing, and it's full of opportunities most people never hear about. So here's the real question. Could you be paying less in taxes? With the right strategy, many people can. Through smarter planning, overlooked deductions, and better retirement and income decisions, you can win in retirement. That's why we're offering a complimentary tax analysis. No cost, no obligation, just a clear look at where you may be overpaying and what you can do about it. Stop guessing, get answers. Call Nicholas Wealth Management 678-990-8500, 678-990-8500, or visit nicholaswealth.com.
Nicholas Wealth Management is an independent financial services firm. This is for informational purposes only and is not specific investment advice.
The warm air, the beautiful weather, and the sounds of baseball. It's got you thinking about hitting the road. And no matter where your adventures take you, Subaru of Gwinnett has a vehicle to get you there safely and in style. Like the 2026 Subaru Outback, which will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive plus up to 32 miles per gallon. And if you're up for adventure, it'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. More than the Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4 or the 2026 Subaru Forester, the SUV for all you love. It's the right size SUV for all the adventures ahead with a spacious and comfortable interior for everyone you want to bring along. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Hey, look at this. I got 3 papers together, standing straight up. Thank you very much. All right, I got here. The Kimmer Pay Flounder and Just Jeff on the board, and beautiful hump day. Oh, Kurt Cobain there. Well, it was on this day 3 years ago, a black Fender Stratocaster guitar that Kurt Cobain smashed up at a concert. The smashed up guitar sold at auction for about $600,000. It was at the Hard Rock Cafe in New York. Kurt Cobain destroyed it as Nirvana was working on their breakout album, Nevermind, in the early 1990s. Again, it was sold in 2023. The instrument was signed by all 3 band members in a silver marker. Kurt Cobain often misspelt his own name and signed the instrument K-U-R-D-T. Kurt Cobain with a K Cobain. So anyway, it's kind of a goof. How did that turn out for you? Oh, sorry. Hey, hold everything. We got phone calls taking priority here. The Kimber Pete Flounder and Just Jeff. Stratocaster John's on the radio. Hey, Stratocaster John, what's up, man?
Hey, I was calling to give you some more data on the Chevy 409.
The 409. I remember the first one was a white one, and the hood was driving with a greased back hair just like Elvis, and that girlfriend all over him, and I was dying, man. I wanted that car and that girlfriend so bad I could chew it.
It was just about the engine itself. It was Chevy's first big block engine over 400 cubic inches.
Yeah.
And it had a very unusual cylinder block, cylinder head interface that was kind of wedge-shaped and get the two valves into a wedge-shaped combustion chamber. And also had a really unusual valve cover look that they called it the W engine because of the shape of the valve covers and the valve arrangement. So if you ever see a picture of one, you can tell by looking right down on it that the W-shaped valve covers. That's a 409 right there.
I've seen them for things like the auctions, the classic car auctions and stuff like that. Are pretty cool. And now one of the famous engines is the Chevy 350. Is probably or used to be the kind of almost the standard engine that builders would put in old cars they're rehabbing. It's a very popular engine.
Now, that was the small block. As big as the small block ever got from Chevrolet was about 350. Of course, guys bored them out and made them over 400. But that was the small block, and the 409 was the first big block, and then later on came the regular Chevrolet big block that started at 396, I believe, and went on up to 455 or 500 cubic inches in a Cadillac, I think, something like that.
Well, I sure remember that 409, man. And then when the Beach Boys came out with a freaking song, I thought, oh, man, I got to have that car.
You ought to pull up on YouTube Junior Brown doing 409 with the Beach Boys singing backup for him on that.
I'll bet. Great idea. Hey, thanks, Stratocaster John, man. You have a great day. I appreciate it. 321, Kimber Pete Flounder and Just Jeff, and 404-741-1230, 1230. Our birthday list includes... who was I going to get here for you? Oh, how about... I hated this guy. He's probably a wonderful guy and is a great actor. David Proval. David Proval is 84 years old. David Proval played Richie Aprile in The Sopranos. Yeah. Janice's, temporary.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, blam! Go get me my food.
He said, I'm in no mood.
Give me my steak.
Kablam!
Kapow! Tony, I need your help. Oh, what a series! David Proval, 84. Richie Aprile. Also, he was in Shawshank Redemption. If you saw the movie, you remember his character. And also Mean Streets. I think he might have won awards for that. But Richie Aprile, the character, David Proval, 84. And
we got Stacy on the horn, and it's a gentleman named Stacy.
Stacy, how's it going, man? What's up? Welcome.
Okay, well, I said Sandy, but it don't matter.
No, that's my fault. My fault.
Yes, sir. I beg your pardon. We can't. It's my fault. I can't hear anything. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, you ever notice how ironic it is that everyone's out there bitching about the price of gas, but you always see them doing it with a bottle of water in their hand?
Okay, I'm sorry. I missed part of that.
I said they always bitching about the price of gas, but they're doing it with a bottle of water in their hand.
I don't know what you mean.
They're buying that, bottled water is over $5 a gallon.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm very slow today. Yeah, you're absolutely right. In fact, they do this once in a while. There's you can look it up. There's a table of some kind, and it shows the price of various things you buy at the store if it were sold by the gallon, like gasoline, like the price of eye drops of $800 a gallon or something, stuff like that. So and water, hell, if you buy ice, for God's sakes, get ice. Ice in a bag at the store is $7 or whatever it is, and there's probably 4 ounces of water in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, good point. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You have yourself a good day. 323. Well, there you go. I'm a little slow on the uptake here. Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy. By the way, there's a couple things in the news that are going on. We'll talk more about. You're going to hear from Donald Trump here in a second, Jeff. We're going to play Donald Trump by here in a second. Also, I heard part of this at home while I was getting ready before I came into work, doing my stuff at home. And Jim Jordan was holding a hearing concerning the fraud at the Southern Poverty Law Center. And by the way, I'm hearing an echo.
I am too. Let me go in there and check.
Okay. I don't know whether you can hear it on the air, so I don't mean to mess up the thing, but just for the record. Jim Jordan having a hearing today in Congress about the Southern Poverty Law Center, and he made it very clear that they're being investigated for fraud because the Southern Poverty Law Center, thanks to people like Merrick Garland and the FBI director, and not only Christopher Wray, but Jim Comey, those slime bags who politicized the Department of Justice, all those people, they apparently used the FBI used the Southern Poverty Law Center to get information, and then based on what they got from the Southern Poverty Law Center is how the FBI started complaining about all the white supremacists going to school board meetings. Yep. And the FBI used the evidence. Well, we've got the evidence to show that they're a bunch of racists. Well, we got this information from the Southern Poverty Law Center, by God, and that's what they used as an excuse to go after Republicans. You rotten scoundrels. And then I saw that grease spot, Jamie Raskin, of course, lied about everything. That Donald Trump's politicizing the Department of Justice going after the January 6th. Oh, my God. I mean, honestly, it's hard to take. It's hard to take. But again, the hearing's going on, and we'll let if we get updates, we'll get it to you. All right, now let's do this. This is pretty funny. Also this morning, when I work at home, I always have Fox TV news on. No matter what I'm doing, I have our radio station on, and I have the Fox TV on in front of me, and I have the sound on, but I see all the stuff, so I know what's going on. And when Donald Trump, he went live 3 times today, Donald Trump. The first time he went live was this morning, getting to the press before he got on the plane, and he was talking. They were talking about the voting last night and the results of it and so forth. And Donald Trump, he said the problem with some states that rig their elections like California is that it's almost impossible to win. And he gave an example of the mayor's race in Los Angeles. And he said his easily disprovable claim to have won California's electoral votes, as he suggests Republicans TV star running for mayor will have trouble winning because of dishonest elections in the Golden State. Right. And the report, here's what what Donald Trump said about what the chances are of getting a fair election in places like California.
You have a really rigged vote in California. You have all the mail-in ballots, everything else. Very hard to win because the elections are very dishonest. If we had Jesus Christ come down and count the votes, I would have won California because I do great with Hispanics. But it's a rigged vote. They said that 38 million votes. Nobody knows where they're going. Of course, the Democrats do, I guess. But disproportionately, Democrats get many more votes. Some get 8 votes. They get 8 cards, and Republicans have to call in, where's my card? It's a rigged system.
Well, if Jesus Christ himself came out, it's the only way he would win the election. And I thought, holy cow, here we go. And he also talked to the Coast Guard graduates today, the cadets, at their graduation ceremony, and said the message was basically enjoy your life. And Americans don't realize how important the Coast Guard is until disasters like hurricanes hit. He said, boy, when you have those big hurricanes like in Texas, all these kids go on their boats. If they're going to waves that are 20 times higher than the boat, saving people that were inside, you don't realize it. Boy, are they good. These are good seamen. They are unbelievable. Donald Trump, one of the many times he went live today for the American people. 328. 404-741-1230. Okie doke. Governor's race. Here we go. It's a runoff. Anybody have any surprises, by the way? I'd love to hear your comments about what happened and what do you think? And is this good or bad? 404-741-1230.
I'm surprised.
What's that? You were surprised?
Yeah. I'm surprised about this action shot I'm getting of your front door here because there's no action whatsoever.
Oh, sorry.
That's worse. Put it back to the door.
That's my bald head. Nobody wants to see that. Oh God, I am disgusting. I mean, really, I'm disgusting. I look like a freaking science project or like a lab experiment.
Look at you two, got the same shirt on, basically.
Well, almost. Oh my God, you have Xtra and I have Marine Corps. So that's the same.
Yours is a little tougher.
Now, I don't remember having that shirt. Do I have that shirt?
Eric from Farmhouse Printing hooked it up for me.
Well, I'll be damned. Well, that's a very nice looking shirt.
Look at
There you are.
that.
Thank you, Eric.
Go to Farmhouse Printing.
FarmhousePrinting.com.
Any shirt you want. They used to be they were our podcast sponsor.
Anything, they'll just do one
beautiful
or
work. Golf towels, hats, shirts.
And they do, if you just need one, they'll get you one. So
they do great work. In fact, that's where I went up to say hi to the boys, and they had a little doggy up there.
Yep.
Beautiful little, just a beautiful little doggy to play with, and nice, but good guys. Tell me the name again.
Eric, Farmhouse Printing.
Farmhouse Printing. There you are. Now, the governor's race, we got bye-bye Brad Raffensperger. Didn't quite pull it off. Well, no, I didn't think he had...
we're laughing at that loser.
Well,
please.
Yeah, I know. And again, the problem is he had too much baggage just being linked at all in any way to the last one where they were responsible for...
that was the most secure and fair election ever held.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So you knew that wasn't going to work. Anyway, so we got Burt Jones. He has been lieutenant governor for 8 years. And Rick Jackson, the billionaire healthcare executive guy. And they're going up against former Atlanta mayor, the disgrace of Atlanta, Mayor Keisha Bong Bottoms. God, what a freaking disgrace. What the nerve of her to run for governor?
I know. She let the city burn.
She deliberately, she said, well, we don't want to have the cops go in while the brothers are burning down the Wendy's because there may be even more problems. Oh, my God. Yeah, I got to protect the gangbangers while they're burning down the freaking Wendy's. And she didn't want to cause any more trouble. Yeah. And then she called the cops who tried to solve everything, racist and murderers and everything else. I mean, what a freaking disgrace. God, she should hang her head in freaking shame. Oh, and then she had to leave, and then they kicked her upstairs to the White House. She got hired. What the hell was her job? Let's see. She went to the. Oh, I got to find it here. Office. Yeah, the White House Office of Public Engagement. Engagement of what? Yeah, engaging what? What were you engaging in the White House office? Yeah. Give me a freaking break. Freaking disgrace. Well, good. Well, it's going to be one of the two. So, and the question is Rick Jackson. What's this Rick Jackson guy? There's still...
Who is this person?
Well, we got so much more. It's all coming up. 3:31 on 106.3. Hump day. Look out. Here we go.
Get the latest breaking news and insight from the biggest conservative voices in the South when you follow Xtra 106.3 across all your social media platforms. Find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube at Xtra 106.3.
Well, it's a beautiful time of year to plant stuff in your yard, and new landscapers, Stovall & Company, third-generation wholesale landscaping supplies, got all your stuff. You ought to see these places, 11 locations up there in Canton. They got the flowers and trees and shrubs and sod and seeds and plants and sprouting things. It's unbelievable. And also, don't forget, if you're putting in somebody's fireplace or kitchen by the pool, they can take care of the concrete stuff for that things, too. A job site delivery, hey, how about this? If you need it, it's on the way. Taking care of business, StovallInc.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of the annual Duck Pluck event supporting Special Olympics Georgia. For just $10, you can adopt a rubber duck or grab a whole flock. Every dollar helps provide meals and housing for over 18,000 Special Olympics Georgia athletes. And if your duck is plucked, you can win some great prizes. Adopt your duck now at duckrace.com/Atlanta.
This is Flounder, and if you want fewer HVAC surprises, call Dobbs Heating and Air. The Dobbs Club membership includes 2 maintenance visits a year, and right now you get a 3rd visit free. That means better efficiency, longer system life, and improved indoor air quality. You get priority scheduling, 15% off repairs, and no overtime charges. Plans start at just $199 with membership starting at $17 a month. Service calls are only $85. Dobbs Heating and Air. Local, honest, and dependable. Find them at DobbsHVAC.com.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPsetc.com. HonestCarGuy.com.
This is Tom, the Honest Car Guy, and we got a surprise call in from a customer of ours, Travis, out in Jefferson, Georgia. Travis, good to hear from you, buddy. You want to tell a little bit about the experience you had with me at the Honest Car Guy?
The whole experience, honestly, was one of the smoothest car experiences that we've ever gone through, meaning that there's no pressure. There's no runaround. It's just straight up honest service. The price that you guys present or find for you, that's what you are going to pay. And you just get a great deal. I've been educated to a newer process of the car dealership game. You guys would not come in and you're setting the benchmark for how car dealing and car buying and car selling really should be.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Protecting your home shouldn't be a headache, and it shouldn't break the bank. Well, a lot of security companies lock you into multi-year contracts and surprise you with huge cancellation fees if you move or your needs change. SimpliSafe does things entirely differently. With SimpliSafe, you get award-winning 24/7 professional monitoring for a fraction of the cost. Service starts about $1 a day. And there's no waiting for a technician or drilling into your walls. You just customize your system online in minutes. They ship it to your door. You could set it up yourself in under an hour. You get premium protection without the high-pressure sales calls or long-term commitments. It's security that earns your trust every day, not through trapping you in fine print. That's why over 5 million people rely on SimpliSafe and why U.S. News & World Report has named them the best home security system of 2026. Right now, get 50% off your custom system at simplysafe.com/Beck. That's half off simplysafe.com/Beck. There is no safe like SimpliSafe.
Georgia politicians, if you want to win your election, the path to victory runs through Xtra 1063. Xtra listeners are some of the most engaged, active in their communities, and outspoken on their beliefs, especially when it comes time to vote. Tell the candidate you're voting for that if they want to win, the path to victory runs through Xtra 1063 FM. Just email sales@xtra1063.com to get involved. That's sales at xtra1063.com.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. All right, here we go. Kimmer P. Flounder and Just Jeff on the board. And Herp. Aretha. That's right, baby. And she's one of the many artists who was able to take advantage of some musical skills by a guy named Roger Hawkins, famous drummer. Passed away 5 years ago on this day. He was 75 years old. Roger Hawkins, known for playing in the studio band known as the Muscle Shoals Rhythm Section. They were huge. He is drumming on Aretha Franklin's Respect, Percy Sludge, When a Man Loves a Woman, Wilson Pickett's Mustang Sally, worked with Dwayne Allman, Joe Cocker, Paul Simon, Bob Seger, Boss Skaggs, Traffic, Rod Stewart, Clapton, Willie Nelson. I mean, a whole bunch of them. And he's on the drums right there. Hold everything. Phone calls take priority. David, you're on the radio. Welcome, David. What's going on?
Oh, not much. Like you guys are just talking about Keisha Bong Bongs, and it's hilarious because my wife texted me in a panic last night that she won the nominee and everything. I just started laughing. I went upstairs. I was like, honey, they just handed us the best gift they ever could have. You know, like AI can write those ads that just say, I destroyed my city and got a promotion. You know, vote for me for governor. Like, if she wins, that's crazy. But I will say, I went to vote yesterday.
Yeah.
And they asked, like the lady asked me, she said, do you have photo ID? And
Yeah.
I said, don't you mean a driver's license? And she kind of stumbled for a second. I was like, yeah, I have my driver's license. I was like, wait, so you just accept photo ID? She got quiet. But anyways, I'm moving out of the area, fellas.
Yeah.
But I'm going to bring the app with me, and I always, appreciate what you guys do.
Well, thank you. That's very good.
Getting out of the city and moving to the country. So
I'll be darned.
Like everybody
good
should
for
do.
you. Well, yeah, smart man. Well, thank you. That's very. I'm glad. And by the way, I don't really know this. I guess I should, but I wonder if you took your passport. If you had a legit passport, you could use that. It's an ID, right?
It's a form of ID. Yeah, because you can use that to get into a bar.
It's government ID.
Yeah. That should be fine.
Yeah, but I mean, I figured I was half tempted to pull out a work ID and that has my name on it and say, does this suffice?
That's a good question. I don't. Who knows? In fact, I'm not even sure when I went that they even looked. I pulled it out. And I gave her my name, and I guess she checked it. I'm trying to remember. They, if you have it there available, I'm not sure they really look at it. I don't know. Anyway, thanks.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the systems were down the other day, and so they had to do everything by paper, which
I like it.
She was doing that. I was like, why don't they do this in the first place?
I like it. You're absolutely correct. David, congratulations on your move, and please take the app and keep in touch and call anytime. And hi to your lovely bride, too. Nice to talk to you, man.
Okay,
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. 3:39. 404-741-1230. I got a little birthday here. I'm going to do politics here in a second. Our birthdays include Susan Cowsill. Susan Cowsill, 67 years old. Susan Cowsill, one of the members of the very famous family singing group, the Susans, an incredible group back in the 60s for the, see what I did there. I did a little joke. Cowsills, really. It's not the Susan. Do we have a mic on Pete here? I think it's got a...
No, we don't.
There we go. We have a mic now.
We've been working together since 1994, correct?
Yeah, something like that. 92,
so that's
93.
32 years.
Yeah, 92, I think.
Cowsills things. Nobody remembers the Cowsills.
The Park, the Bird, and Golden Things, or whatever the hell it is. What's that famous song? The Park, the Bird, and the.
I'm issuing a moratorium on all Cowsills trivia.
That's not from my. I don't think that's not from my history list. I've been narrowing it down.
It's my birthday. I do my own birthdays because the ones I get from you are insufficient.
Then I will stop with the birthdays. No. I
need all of them. I can't do all of them. I do 3 on my own. I need all of them to wait them through. You have no idea. Oh my God! And now this is
people need the birthday information.
Well, I can't help it. Honest to God, I just remember every time you're driving along, listening to rock and roll, Robert W. Morgan, playing the hits, wax and stacks, rounds the town cloud at our soundbound, stuff like that. And they would always give a birthday. Somebody says, "Oh, that's kind of cool."
Well, just a history bit, I think, is good.
I know. Well, anyway, I can't help it. I do it, and I can't help it. Somebody is saying, "Oh, I'll be damned, Susan Cowsill's 67." And if you don't care, you don't care. But how long does it take? It takes a lot longer than we're talking about it. But anyway, now your history thing. On this day in 1521, Ignatius of Loyola was wounded by a cannonball while defending Pamplona against the French in 1521. During Ignatius's convalescence, he turned to religion. And Ignatius of Loyola became a leader in the Counter-Reformation and founder of the Jesuits. And by the way, for the record, if you're not, and I'm not Catholic, but I've had information with a couple of them. But in Catholic terms, as I recall, and I got my lesson in this when I was the summer before I joined the Marines, before I went into the Marines, and I was working, driving a truck delivering milk, 5-gallon milk drums to summer camps in the Berkshires, and I delivered to the summer camps and stuff like that, and then pick up the empties. And anyway, and in one of the camps, it was run by, it was a religious camp, or they used, for some reason, it was involved with some kind of Catholic thing, and the guy who would accept all my deliveries and all was kind of the boss of the kitchen area, was a Jesuit, and he used to rag everybody because the Jesuits, I believe the Jesuits, God, I can't say it. Jesuits believe that they are the cream of the crop. They are the smart ones. They are the students. They are the researchers.
They gave us the Inquisition. The Inquisition. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I'm not dead yet. We'll be dead soon.
There's been 2 comedies written about one of the worst periods in human history.
Dancing around in fake horses or something. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
2 movies based on the Inquisition.
I freaking love it. Anyway, all right, look out. Kimber, Pete Flauter, Just Jeff on the board. And the GOP race, Burt Jones and Rick Jackson and Keisha Bong Bottoms. Good grief. Rick Jackson spent $50 million of his own money. Honestly, that's unbelievable.
Trump did the same thing when he started running. Yeah. But again, he was running for president, not governor.
But still, hell, if I were the multi-billionaire and I would, was serious about it. But again, I'm just amazed at the amount of money. How do you spend that much money to do what? TV commercials? That's and somebody's taking a cut to put it all together. You hire a marketing firm, and they'll take 20% of what you spent for the advertising campaign. I mean, it's unbelievable. $50 million.
Hey, he's keeping us in clover. Don't complain.
Oh no, I'm saying
I laid the golden egg.
Yeah, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. So anyway, so there we go. Now, what do you think? Do you have a comment? What do you think? Oh, by the way, I asked Grok if to find out. I'm very interested in percentages of the election results and also the turnout. And I asked Grok about the percentage of the Republicans who showed up on Election Day yesterday and the percentage of the Democrats who showed up. And Grok said of about 2 million ballots yesterday, there were 53% Democrat ballots and 45% Republican ballots. And when I asked the total turnout yesterday at the election, she said it was 20%. But that's because there was a record early vote. So most of the registered voters had already voted, and so the turnout was down to 20%. Now, I don't know what the total turnout is because they haven't counted up the number, I guess, and there should be the Secretary of State's office maybe sometime today to find out of all the eligible voters in Georgia, what percentage of Republican voters turned out and what percentage of Democrat voters turned out. And I'll bet you that there were more percentage higher of Democrat voters than there were of Republican voters. And that would be my point. Probably. If it's true, I mean, I may be wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Democrats, again, they turn out. And if they, there's no way that Keisha Bong Bottoms can be governor of Georgia. I mean, there's just no chance of that. I'm a little more nervous about also. Oh, by the way, have you heard about this slime bag? That's coming up next. We're going to give his comment about his. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, and more on redistricting and the NAACP's sticking their freaking noses in it. Keep your cotton picking hands off. Oh no, I said cotton picking. Talking about the NAACP. Oh no. I hope they don't sue me. Yeah, let me give a deposition. All right, let's do it live. Anyway, sorry. 347. 346, I don't know. It's something like that. 1063, hump day. Yeah. Look out, Camel. Give me a line. Yeah.
Your favorite Xtra shows are streaming live video from the studio on Xtra 1063's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Xtra YouTube channel and get the Morning Extra and the Kimmer Show in live digital video.
At Howard Brothers, they don't just sell outdoor power equipment. They live it. From zero-turn mowers and chainsaws to trimmers, blowers, and everything in between, they've got the tools to tackle any outside project. Howard Brothers carries trusted brands like Echo, Steel, and Exmark, backing them all with expert advice, service, and support. So whether you're a pro landscaper or a proud homeowner, Howard Brothers is your go-to spot for your outdoor needs. Howard Brothers, serving your communities since 1955.
I know there are plenty of HVAC companies out there, but here's why Central Heating and Air Conditioning stands out. These days, it's hard to tell who's on first. Companies are changing hands, showing up with new names. You may not even realize it's not the same team anymore. But Central, they've never left the field. They've been your hometown team since 1947, and that kind of consistency matters, especially when you're trusting someone with your home. Central's team knows HVAC inside and out, delivering dependable service, personalized solutions, and showing up when it counts. No surprises, no switching jerseys, just the same trusted team Atlanta has relied on for generations. When it comes to HVAC, that's a grand slam. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Call 770-GET-HEAT or visit centralheat.com. That's 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Great, another auto repair. You took it to the dealer and now you're starting to panic. They say it's going to cost thousands and take weeks to complete. So don't fall for the tricks. Take it to Vicks. From simple oil changes and tires to transmission replacements and collision repair, you can count on Vicks Auto Care for honest, affordable service. Vicks Auto Care on Roswell Street in Marietta. Visit them today at VicksAutoCare.com. That's VIKS Autocare.com.
Well, summer's coming, and your old windows still have your AC working overtime before long. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How you doing? If we're talking windows, I'm talking about my friend Jeff at Peach State Windows. You know, you spend more cooling your home than heating it. And Peach State's heat reflective glass keeps the brutal sun out and your bills down. Right now, how about this? 8 premium double-hung Energy Star windows installed for just $39.95. How about 0% financing for 12 months? 770-485-8011. PeachStateWindows.com.
You ever been in a really bad relationship? Kind of wears you down, right? You settle in, even though deep down you know this is not the way it's supposed to be. That's what daily aches and pains feel like. You stop expecting to feel good. You start thinking, maybe this is just life now. But it doesn't have to be. With Relief Factor, you can break up with pain, just like Anthony did. Anthony wrote to me, he said, Glenn, I was dealing with debilitating pain and fatigue. I've been taking Relief Factor for about 2 months, and now I'm back to running my business, fishing, gardening, and doing all the things that actually matter to me. This is why I endorse Relief Factor. It has helped me, and I know it's helping so many in this audience live their lives to the full potential. Is it your turn? Relief Factor, 100% drug-free, targets inflammation that causes pain so you can move better, feel better, and actually enjoy life again. Try the 3-week quick start. It's $19.95. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. Break up with pain and get back to what matters. ReliefFactor.com, 800-4RELIEF.
All right, look out. Here we go. Staying alive, baby. Da-ba-da-boom-bum. You see John Travolta down the sidewalk. Look out now. Here we go. 2012. Robin Gibb, 1/3 of the Bee Gees, singer-songwriter, helped turn disco into a global phenomenon by providing the core of the soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever. Robin Gibb died on this day in 2012. Cancer, was only 62. The Bee Gees, staying alive, staying alive. And I like a bunch of their songs. On Massachusetts, where they had that whole vibrato business. I did like the song, I've Got to Get a Message to You, My Love, or whatever. How Deep Is Your Love, staying alive. Established their pop legacy, placing their falsetto harmonies at the center of the 70s disco boom, baby. Boom, ba, dun, dun. There we go. Little disco. Every workout center in America back then. And when I was single, I used to, in 1980, when I had to live in San Francisco, a TV anchor type reporter guy, and I belonged to a health club, was all chicks. And this was all disco the whole time. And in fact, the Kimmer had a little fun thing with one of the instructor times, I think, there for a minute. Anyway,
you sealed the deal?
I sealed the deal. I sealed the deal. Well, actually, I can't talk about it because it's too, grody to have to think about me, in intimacy. But I sealed the deal. I sealed the duh. I kind of sealed the duh. I didn't quite say, you wouldn't call it the deal. You would call it the duh. So it's kind of a straight anyway. And now your birthday list. Let's see. Let's see what. How about the Mindy Cohn? Mindy Cohn is 60 years old. Mindy Cohn played Natalie on The Facts of Life, that TV show. And I think, wasn't she the one, she was kind of the little chubby girl, and wasn't she the one who got pregnant, I think, or had sex or something? I think there's something,
maybe.
I think they took a real big leap in that television show, and I believe there was something about. I think she got pregnant. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, Mindy Cohn, 60 years old. Happy birthday! And on this day, we're going back in history a little bit to 1899. A taxi driver named Jacob German was pulled over and arrested by a police officer for speeding down Manhattan Lexington Avenue in his electric car. A taxi driver in his electric car. He was going 12. The speed limit was 8. And they gave him a ticket, $18.99, on this day in Manhattan. It was the first speeding arrest in American history. $18.99. I didn't know they had electric cars in 1899.
Mercedes had one.
Yeah. Well, he didn't named after the girl's name. The daughter's name was Mercedes. Wasn't it Daimler who named the car after his daughter Mercedes, if I'm not mistaken?
I believe so.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, 1899 electric taxi driver car. Cool. All right, 3:53 already. Excuse me. Okay. We talked about the Georgia governor's race. The Senate race, Democrat John Ossoll is going to be the Democrat nominee. The Senate primary will be coming up. Mike Collins, the congressman. Buddy Carter didn't make it. And so it's Derek Dooley, the former football coach, and Congressman Mike Collins will be in a runoff in June, and to see who's going to take on John Ossoll. And by the way, here's the reaction. I was kind of surprised because John Ossoll is a snarty, smarmy little trust fund baby whose history for achievement to become a United States Senator from Georgia is that he used to work with Hank Johnson, the dumbest member ever of Congress. He probably gave him the idea about tipping over Guam. That was Ossoll's idea. And he did documentary films. That's where he learned how to be a U.S. Senator, was making documentary films because he was so good at editing. It was incredible. Well, here's a statement from John Ossoll today. After Brian Kemp's crushing refusal to run for Senate, puppets Collins and Dooley have made themselves terminally inseparable from the toxic president. The failed congressman was only a congressman because his daddy was a congressman, and the failed coach who was only a coach because his daddy was a coach, limp into a month-long race to the bottom that will leave both broke and unelectable. Oh my God! I mean, just holy cow! And then
came out swinging.
Well, wait a minute. Now here's the point. Check this out. You know how this is signed? Ellie Doherty, his communications director. It's a girl who wrote that vicious, nasty, bitchy, snotty, typical Democrat female in America today. Unhappy, nasty, miserable. She wrote it.
Probably white.
I guarantee it. Unhappy, unsatisfied man hater.
What's her name?
Ellie Doherty, Ellie. For John Ossoll campaign. Snotty little witch. What a bitchy little, just a snotty little snot. Typical American Democrat young woman, Democrat, liberal, socialist, Nazi. Just because your daddy dot the daddy dot. God, what a reaction. Instead of saying, well, we look forward to taking on with the issues of the show, so all the things I've accomplished with it. Yeah, instead of saying, your daddy sucks and you suck. Oh God, just typical. Anyway, did you find her?
A photo of her now.
Yeah.
Photo on here.
She doesn't look.
LinkedIn's kind of being squirrely about it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, I'm just, but it just seems. Oh, is she a black chick?
No.
Oh, is that the brunette there?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, she looks like a witch. Yeah, she looks kind of a bitchy, snotty little, typical leftist, modern 35 or 40-year-old Democrat female, unhappy and unsatisfied. Doesn't know what a man can do to make her better.
If you wanted to get basically an avatar of that situation, it looked like
she's
her.
it. Yeah, she's it. She kind of reminds me of that witch mayor in Seattle. Oh, man. It's freaking chicks, man. We lost a whole generation of babes.
Slightly better looking. Better looking than the Seattle.
Yeah, not that it makes any difference. All right, hold on. I made a note here on how long something is. 1:30, so that would be 8. I try to get to it in a minute and a half. A couple of. I definitely want to find out what the full turnout was, and if somebody can find that out, I don't know if it's in yet. Of the total turnout of the percentage of all eligible Republican voters and all eligible Democrat voters from early voting and yesterday voting combined totals. So what was the percentage of turnout
in Georgia? Or total?
In Georgia. What the percentage of turnout of the election for total in the primary, early and yesterday's combined? And I'll bet you it's like, if it's over 60% or 70 or 65%, I'll be surprised. It should be 90%, but we'll see. I'm just curious. Anyway, 57. I thought 353. So a couple other things. Have you seen the latest on that idiot Maine jarhead, former Marine combat idiot, who's now gotten caught with a tweet he pulled out making fun of a decorated hero Marine who got shot 4 times, and he got and this Marine running for the Democrat Senate seat against Susan Collins in Maine mocked his own guy in his platoon who got shot. Jesus. And the woman, there's a chick running in Texas, and she had to take down her post that talked about castrating all the Jews by putting them in the prisons to reserve also for ICE agents. And she had to take that down. And the Democrat Party said, this is our representative running in Congress against a Republican in Texas? Yeah, that's her, honey.
All right. As of latest available numbers from Georgia's 2026 primary. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead and do that. Yeah.
We'll do it, and we'll come back to a second. If you will, Fowler's funny.
I went to his house. I knocked on the door. I was like, hello, I would like to marry your daughter. Is that okay? And he goes, you're going to have to ask her. I don't know what you do in your culture, but here in China, we let the women decide. They're going to marry the man. I was like, no, that's not what I meant. So before I could even get out my dumb explanation, he gets out his phone. Yeah. He takes 10 steps back. He goes, hi, yeah, Turner's here. He wants to know if you'll marry him. He thought I was asking him to ask her for me. He's like, how weak is this man? He doesn't have the guts to ask his own girlfriend face to face. He's got to use the father-in-law of all people to be the middle school go-between. Like, does she like me or not? I don't know. Pass the note and let's find out after recess. Anyway, he comes back and he goes, yeah, so she said yes. And that's how I proposed to my wife, everybody.
There you go. I love it. Coming up, the turnout, the election is almost 4 o'clock. Kimber Pete Fowler and Just Jeff, 106.3. How you doing? Look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
President Trump calls it a big moment. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. The indictment of Cuba's former president, Raul Castro, on federal charges in Miami.
They've been looking for this moment for 65 years. So we'll see what happens. But we're going to, in the meantime, we're going to have to help them out.
President Trump says they're freeing up Cuba, but also tells reporters there's no need for escalation. Cuba's current leader calls the indictment political and a possible pretext for U.S. military aggression.
A federal grand jury in Miami indicts 94-year-old former Cuban dictator Raul Castro for allegedly ordering the shooting down of 4 Miami-based civilian pilots participating in the 1996 Brothers to the Rescue humanitarian flights in international airspace.
Nations and their leaders cannot be permitted to target Americans, kill them, and not face accountability.
Acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche speaking in Miami. Cuba's embassy in the U.S. in a series of social media posts claims the humanitarian nature of the flights were phony and the pilots invaded Cuban airspace.
Fox's Eben Brown in Miami. The U.S. military searching and redirecting an Iranian-flagged oil tanker suspected of trying to violate a U.S. blockade in the Gulf of Oman. As President Trump continues a pause on resuming military strikes with no word of any breakthrough in negotiations.
We have to get the right answers. It would have to be a complete 100% good answers. And if we do, we save a lot of time, energy, and lives, most importantly.
Iran's parliament speaker and top negotiator, meantime, reassuring the Iranian people in a statement today that the ceasefire has been used as an opportunity to rebuild Iran's military strength as best as possible. Oil prices retreating, though, with U.S. crude falling back under $99 a barrel and Wall Street rallies. The Dow up 645 points at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Anyway, up to Daisy. Here we go. All right, stand by. I'm here. Ah! There we go. James Brown, And on 2003, this was the day that James Brown was pardoned for his past crimes in the U.S. state of South Carolina. It says U.S. state, silly. This is written by a Britain guy. James Brown pardoned for his crimes in South Carolina. James Brown served 2.5 years in prison after the arrest for drug and assault charges in 1988. And he was granted a pardon by the State Department of Probation, Parole, and Pardon Services. James Brown appeared before the board saying, "God bless America," after the decision from his arrest in 1988, and this was 2003. James Brown. Let's see, Kimmer, Pate, Flounder, and Just Jeff on the board. Our birthday list includes Tony Goldwyn. Tony Goldwyn is 66. Tony Goldwyn played President Fitz Grant on Scandal. He was best known for betraying Patrick Swayze in Ghost. He was a bad guy who got his girl there. And he's also the voice of Disney's Tarzan. Tony Goldwyn, 66 years old today. And let's see, what do we got here? Oh, this was a bizarre day. On this day in 2018, it was incredible. It was an incredible warning. This day in 2018, residents of Lake Worth, Florida, were awakened to the warnings of, quote, extreme zombie activity at 1:41 in the morning. The alert was meant to warn citizens of a power outage. It instead warned something totally different. Quote, power outages and zombie alert for residents of Lake Worth and Terminus. There are now far less than 7,380 customers involved to extreme zombie activity. Restoration time is uncertain. Well, nobody knows exactly what happened. We are looking into reports that the system mentioned zombies. The guy said, I want to reiterate that Lake Worth does not have any zombie activity, and we apologize for the message. Thank you so much. Well, there you go. No zombies in Lake Worth, Florida. 405. Now, we're still. I asked Flounder to find out the percentage. Here's what I would know about the turnout vote. I would like to know, of all the total possible eligible voters of the registered Republican voters in Georgia, what percentage of the total Republican voters voted in the primary, either early or yesterday or total of people who voted in the primary? What percentage of all the Republican voters voted, and what percentage of all the Democrats voted? For all of it, for the early and I don't know if they've tallied it up yet, because I don't know whether you register by party in some of these things or whatever. But anyway, I'd love to find out what percentage was, and Flounder found something which I find unbelievable.
That was total. So I guess, but again, like you said, it says low because it says including early voting and absentee ballots and election day voting. Georgia's 2026 primary turnout is estimated at roughly 1.2 to 1.3 million total voters statewide once all counted and finished. Georgia has around 7.4 million registered voters, so final turnout appears to have landed around 16 to 18% of registered voters statewide.
That's unbelievable. If that figure's correct, that's unbelievable. So Rick Jackson spent $50 million of his own money, and 18% of the people turned out to cast a ballot, either not even necessarily for holy smokes.
Who finished ahead, Jackson or
Jones?
Burt Jones finished ahead by, I think, like 10 points or something. If I'm not mistaken.
Really?
I think so. Well, let me. In fact, I think
if it was over 10 points, then there would be a runoff.
Yeah. Oops, I got the wrong one.
Can't be that
Hold on.
far.
Well, no, wait a minute. Let's see. Georgia, Mother Beng the Dote. I saw figures earlier, and I thought it was something like 10,000 vote difference that Burt Jones was ahead by 10. It was like 44% to 38% to 22% or something like that.
All right.
By not 10,000 votes, 10%. I think it was a 10% lead Burt Jones has, or had after that thing. Anyway, what's that? Does that surprise you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And again, if it's true that only less than 20% of the voters turned out to vote, I find that typical, modern day typical. I think figures. Let's see, 408. Okay, we got a bunch of things here in the news, including I saw this last night. And I started losing my mind. I hadn't seen it because I don't watch CNN and all those other.
All right, real quick. Burt Jones had 38%, and Rick Jackson had 32%.
Okay, 6%. So
almost
6%.
33. So about.
All right, so 5 or 6. Yeah, well, that's pretty close.
6 points.
Yeah,
basically.
that's almost even. That's almost 50-50 basically. And Buddy Carter was 2 at 22. Well, I think 4%, 5%.
I'd say that was a big win for Burt on that.
Well,
in fact, people were predicting Jackson was going to squeak ahead there.
Well, I will totally agree that I think I'm kind of surprised that honestly I thought Jackson would be in the lead. I didn't think he was going to win 55% of the vote. There would be a runoff, but my opinion was that Jackson, because of Jackson and what's going on, I figured he'd probably be in the lead by 2 or 3 points and it would be close. And it's the opposite. So you have to call it a victory or a good sign for Burt Jones. But you also got to this guy Rick Jackson came out of nowhere suddenly. And all of a sudden, he's, 50-50 basically running for governor of Georgia. So, both of them have a lot to celebrate.
What it showed is that Jones got the Republican machine out, and they got their voters out, the people who are true Republicans who vote the party line, not the outsider.
I know, but again,
he mobilized his people.
Yeah. But again, the whole turnout thing really, if less than 20% of the total voters showed up to vote in the primary, for these offices?
I'm surprised that Georgia.gov sucks.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
What a shock.
Yeah. Anyway. I was mentioning last night, I think it was on Jesse, I remember what show it was, on Fox. And they showed the video of a CNN reporter who was going live from some kind of a training camp in Iran. And they video showed these ragheads with their weapons and their bullet vests and, crisscross arm belts and so forth. And then it showed them, the story was that the CNN guy was saying, and they're clearly showing that they're not intimidated by the American forces here. And in fact, all the civilians are being trained now to shoot these weapons to be able to take on those Americans. If they thought that there's, like Big Strong, they're really showing that they're not backing down with the so-and-so. And the video showed these old farts who were still left surviving with their rag hats on, trying to show old women in rags how to work an AK-47. And the video, it was hysterical. The video showed these old ladies could barely move their freaking fingers, and they're like holding these 15-pound guns in their hands. I can't. Oh yeah, I got to reboot. They're holding these great big semi-automatic assault rifles in their hands, and I saw one old lady in the background trying to cock it, and she couldn't even move her fingers. What a joke. It was a PR stunt. Yeah. It was a PR stunt.
Propaganda.
Exactly, to show how much that they hate America and show that America's making a bad move and we're going to get in trouble, and showing how tough the Iranians are, ready to take on Uncle Sam. I couldn't believe it. And those old ladies couldn't work an AK-47. She could barely hold it. It was sitting in her lap, trying to move. Oh, God.
CNN people are, one, journalists first.
Yeah.
Two, they're citizens of the world.
Please.
Even though most of the world would not give them the freedom to do their job like we do. But
yeah. Well, remember a few months ago when they had the attacks and they had the CNN guy live saying, well, it's really business as usual here today. No evidence that Donald Trump really did anything to the people here, And it's just, showing the shops and people out roaming around. It was unfreaking believable. God, these freaking people, honestly, the damage they're doing to America just showing things like this. And again, it's all made up. There's no way that the people of Iran are showing that they're ready to take on America no matter what, any way they can. Please. Hell, their whole leadership is all dead. They can't even agree who's in charge anymore. And you mean to tell me that they're really training camps, training old ladies to shoot an AK-47? Like they're going to do that when they get the call to go out in the front lines with a gun and strike? Yeah, okay. It's just it's just anti-American. They hate America, and they do whatever they can to make us look bad. It's like nothing's working. Oh my God! It's just. All
right, I got another number through Grok that says 26.5% turnout of Georgia's 7 million registered voters.
Okay, so it's still 25 to 20. Yeah, it's under. That's just.
It's under 50%.
It's shameful. It's shameful. I mean, really think about it. Well, by the way, what's your excuse? If you didn't vote, would you call? And you don't have to use your name. I'm not going to, do a personal thing. But really, why didn't you vote? You don't care, or how could you be too busy? Early voting gives you 2 weeks.
Did we find out about the Supreme Court?
Yes, actually.
They won.
Yeah, we won. Republicans won.
Yeah, the incumbents kept their jobs.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
Absolutely.
Which makes me think: because if you look at the momentum with the Democrats right now in Georgia, but again, with these kind of votes, the Supreme Court more long-term.
Yeah, thank God.
You'd hope that tells you something.
Yeah. But again, the turnout. So again, the general coming up and the runoff in June, who knows now? Maybe they'll get out this time, see what happens. Anyway, it's 4:14 already. Holy cow. Give her Pete Flounder and Just Jeff on 106.3. Hump Day and beautiful day in the neighborhood right here.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Xtra 106.3.
I probably shouldn't be recording a commentary right now. Not in the mood that I'm in, and you're going to find out why very shortly. If you've listened to me at any time in the last 40 or 50 years or whatever, I'm not an easy guy on crime. And I'm particularly upset of late over all of these attacks on women. Norwegians swooping down out of nowhere and just stabbing random women on the streets. We have one guy that killed his own brother and his brother's wife and then set fire to his own house to make it look like somebody was after the whole family. He's going to jail. That's not enough. I want him to die. What's more, I want men who abuse and attack women to suffer more than they could have ever imagined they would suffer for their actions. The only reason rape should not be a capital offense with a mandatory death penalty is because then the rapist would want to make sure there was no witness. Leaving that little reality aside, I would like to see men who attack women punished with much more dedication and harshness than they receive now, and I have an idea. I always have an idea. We might have to amend the Constitution for this one, but if an adult man attacks and kills a woman, the punishment should be meted out by that woman's husband or her father. Take the attacker and turn him over to the husband or the father. And the husband or father is armed. The attacker is not. In fact, shackle him. I'm in a lousy mood right now, and I want to see these people who attack women in our society die a grisly and horrible death. End of story. I'm going to breakfast. Neil Bortz, Xtra 106.3, or maybe a tea time.
Yeah, well, here we go, 86, 91, whatever, kind of the same thing. Hey, if your home is feeling the heat, I got a great idea for you, especially concerning the outside of your home. If your siding is worn or faded or failing, now is the time to fix up your place. I've been talking about peach stained windows for a long time. Of course, they're special treated windows, keep the heat out, stuff like that. But yeah, I've been working with Jeff into them 25 years ago, and I'm a Hardy Plank fan. When I was having my last house built, I said, no, I want Hardy Plank, and that's it. Well, Jeff's got a deal from Peach State Windows to put on the new Hardy Plank you've been looking for. How about this? This is really incredible. 1,000 square feet, premium, cement, fiber, Hardy Plank siding for only $69.85. That includes removal of the old stuff, installation, professional paint. How about 0% financing for 12 months, too? Peach State Windows, here's that number, 770-485-8011. And this is a start-to-finish job. They do it all right there for you, changing everything and making it better. Here's the number, 770-485-8011, peachstatewindows.com.
When you're ready for a new truck, SUV, or car, there's one place Atlanta drivers keep coming back to: Jim Ellis Chevrolet.
That's because Jim Ellis Chevrolet makes buying a Chevy quick, easy, and hassle-free.
No pressure, no games, just a smooth, transparent experience from start to finish.
And the Chevy lineup is stacked, from the legendary Silverado to the versatile Equinox to the bold new Blazer and the fuel-saving Chevy EVs.
Plus, they've got a huge selection in stock right now, which means more choices, better availability, and competitive
competitive pricing you can feel good about.
Here's the best part. You don't even have to start at the dealership. You can shop online, value your trade, schedule a test drive, even complete your paperwork from home. It's called the Jim Ellis Expressway, and it lets you buy the way you want. In-store, online, or a mix of both.
And when you do step inside, you're treated like a guest, not a transaction. That's the Jim Ellis difference. Shop online at JimEllisChevrolet.com or visit Jim Ellis Chevy on Peachtree Boulevard just inside the perimeter.
Jim Ellis Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Your yard, it stresses you out. Between the watering, the seeding, the weeding, and mowing. And no matter what you do, you're never satisfied. Have you thought about artificial turf? It's low maintenance, it's pet friendly, and it looks amazing all year round. Those in the know use ATL Turf Go. ATL Turf Go is Atlanta's top choice for artificial grass installation. Let them build you a backyard of your dreams with a custom golf or putting green, outdoor kitchen or pool deck. They even specialize in custom concrete and stonework. They handle everything from design and grading to construction and drainage solutions. So whether it's residential lawns or recreational sports fields, ATL Turf Co. can build you a stress-free space you'll love. So say goodbye to mowing, maintenance, and your wasted weekends. Learn more and schedule your free in-home consultation today. Call ATL Turf Co. 678-403-2339. That's 678-403-2339. Or visit atlturfco.com.
Ba, 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 ba.
Here we go. It's kind of funny music.
Tall and tan and long and long.
Hey, ho.
Ipanema.
That's right. Yeah. Frank Zappa. Who was the girl who made this famous
When
song?
she walks, she
Astrid Gilberto?
Might be it. That might be it, yes.
Maybe?
This, I think you're right. This, of course, is Frank Sinatra. This was the day, 1998, Frank Sinatra was buried. The funeral at the Church of the Good Shepherd in Beverly Hills. The mourners for Frank Sinatra's funeral in 1998 included Tony Bennett, Faye Dunaway, Tony Curtis, Liza Minnelli, Kirk Douglas, Angie Dickinson, Sophia Loren, Bob Newhart, Mia Farrow, Jack Nicholson, among others. Had a heart attack in 1997. Sinatra stopped making public appearances, and on the evening of May 14th, 1998, Sinatra died in his sleep. He was 82. He had suffered another heart attack at the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles and buried today in 1998. Yeah, our birthday list includes Timothy Olyphant. Timothy Olyphant is 58, great underrated actor. He plays Drew Barrymore's husband on the Netflix horror comedy called Santa Clarita Diet. Never heard of that one. Timothy Olyphant is known as Seth Bullock on Deadwood and the star of the show Justified. And also Hitman, the movie Hitman, too. Anyway, Timothy
He's
Olyphant.
done a lot. He can do comedy. He can do drama. He's great.
You know, I'm kind of surprised he really isn't. It says here, great underrated actor. That's true. I don't know why he's not more one of the superstars. Seriously,
he's like Clint Eastwood, man. He's so
he is.
cool.
Yeah, and he's 58, so he's really perfect for kind of a lead role in all kinds of things. Anyway, let's see. On this day in history, 1873. The original copper-riveted jeans, Levi Strauss jeans, were a creation from a Bavarian immigrant named Levi Strauss. He came to America in 1847, selling dry goods along the East Coast, but then was encouraged by his brother-in-law to move to San Francisco. He arrived in San Francisco in 1853 with supplies he had hoped to sell to mining camps, but found that large roll of canvas didn't really sell very well. So Levi came up with the idea of creating pants out of the material, since the miners complained that regular pants wore out too quickly. So in 1872, Levi Strauss received a letter from Jacob Davis, a tailor in Reno, Nevada, who told him the product could be improved if he added copper rivets to the pocket seams of his jeans. And it was on this day Levi Strauss put in his patent for the pants. He would switch from canvas to denim. Since then, the company has sold more than 200 million pairs of blue jeans, including the ones I have on, ironically. which are, I believe, Levi Strauss. Anyway, today's selection. All right, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. God, I was just going to do something. Well, do a couple of quickie things here. Oh, and then we'll talk about more graduation ceremony booing. I mean, it's a sign of the times. Also, speaking of sign of the times, check this out again. Here we go. Beachgoers and more teen takeovers. Beaches in Rhode Island, separate incidents last night's fights, evacuations, summer hotspots, Narragansett Town Beach, popular summer retreat, southern Rhode Island. In the 90s, all of a sudden, people started going crazy and people started getting stabbed. Police don't know exactly what happened or who started it, but there are people running around all over the place. There were stabbings. Crowded beach went into a frenzy. Hundreds of beachgoers racing to try to flee. And because of that, the chaos on the scene with hundreds of people screaming and running, trying to get out, there were fights of people running into each other and said, oh, yeah, and we're fighting each other to get out of there. So 2 adults got charged for simple assault, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, obstruction of justice. Although they weren't the stabbers, this was a whole resort of this fights to get away from the stabbers. And then a few miles away in Middletown, Rhode Island, 1,000 or 1,500 teenagers overran the second beach of this bay. Large crowds swarmed the area in the afternoon, somebody started harassing a large group of them, so there was a fight. Police showed up, detained one guy, and then a second guy started fighting with the cops, and then the larger group saw that, and they started fighting. So all of a sudden, there's pepper spray all over the place, so things are going crazy. One beach goer said there was another fight broken out when they tried to evict everybody, and everybody trying to get out of the beach. There were fights trying to get away from the beach. They arrested a whole bunch of teenagers. Disorderly conduct, obstructing an officer. One 18-year-old kid was trying to get away, so he ran into a police officer with his car. And then he admitted, yeah, I've been drinking. So not only did they get him for felony assault of a police officer, they also got him for DUI. So, but again, what the hell's going on? And it's all over the place. They're out of control.
I think Mr. Bortz pointed out exactly what's going on.
Yeah. And it's
called fatigue.
Yeah. Or something.
Black fatigue. It's real.
Black fatigue.
Yep. Aren't you tired of it?
Yeah. And it's, every day.
Excuses for it.
Yeah. It's
our fault.
It's in the news all the time.
Hey, go to the city of Atlanta for half an hour.
No, thanks.
Nope.
Appreciate it.
Sorry.
I'm good. No. All set here. Appreciate it.
Smyrna's fine enough for me.
Yeah, we're good. Really good. Alpharetta, oh, sorry. Roswell, maybe? Is this? Anyway. Now, okay, speaking of, we were speaking of it. I'm about to. More discord at graduation ceremonies. Okay, here we go. Middle Tennessee State University. A guy named Scott Borchetta is the founder and CEO of Big Machine Records. He's the guy who discovered Taylor Swift. He's huge in the music industry. He's a mogul, 63 years old, giving the graduation address, Middle Tennessee State University. He said, we are the agents of change, talking about AI. The agents of change and the agents of next, and this industry will change on you in a heartbeat. It's already changed more in the last 10 years than in the 50 years before that. He told these students who were working for their College of Media and Entertainment, he said, changes more now than in the last 50 years. Streaming rewrote the economics. Social media rewrote the discovery model. AI is rewriting production as we sit here, and that's when they started booing.
Yeah, good.
And he said, like I said, you can hear me now or pay me later. Do something about it. It's a tool. Make it work for you. And he said, it's a warning. Invest in the skill of creation, not in the platform. No matter the platform, content is king. Give it great ideas. Yeah, all those TikTokers. Yeah, that content's really important, boy.
All the rappers that put their voice into a machine and just let it take off and do the singing for them. Yeah, it's great content.
Yeah, pick out the drum beat we want. You go ahead and hit number 4. I think it'll be fine. Or make up another one if you want to, Grok. He discovered Taylor Swift, who was a rising teen, and oversaw her first 6 albums. She calls him a fraud because he apparently bought the Big Machine Records bought Scooter Braun's control of her records for $330 million, and so he owned all of her first album's master tapes. Anyway, but this guy, he's getting booed all over the place. Oh, by the way, you know what? I got a couple of minutes here for the 4:30 break. From the past, Just a quick, a couple of things here that I used to do years and years ago. Here is a marketing CEO giving a shout out to people who are college students and think they're special. He says, you're studying and learning during the... This guy's name is Kyle Rees, president of the Silent Partner Marketing Firm. You're studying and learning during the industrial revolution of our generation. It's exciting, it's encouraging, it's liberating, and yet somehow it's also leading to your wussification. Oh, don't get all offended. I'm using the Urban Dictionary. The first hit for the world, the act of turning one into a wussy. I hope you didn't mistake this letter to be one where you could tell you how wonderful you are and that you're going to make the world a wonderful place. No, that's not what this letter is at all. It's an open letter to all those of you who are winding your way through college looking for a safe place and an entitled hall pass. To those of you looking for your safe place, I have to wonder, how the hell do you walk out of your dorm or your parents' basement without getting hit by a bus every day? That's one. Here's another one. College president, Oklahoma Wesleyan University. He posted a blog on the website, and he says, I had a student come forward after a university chapel service complain he felt victimized by the sermon. The speaker was wrong for making him and his peers feel uncomfortable. He said, I'm not making this up. Our culture has taught this kid and these kids to be self-absorbed and narcissistic. If their feelings are hurt, they're the victims. Anyone who dares challenge them and thus makes them feel bad about themselves is a hater, a bigot, an oppressor, and a victimizer. I have a message for this young man and all the others. That feeling of discomfort you have of listening to a sermon is called a conscience. It's supposed to make you feel bad. It's supposed to make you feel guilty. If you're more interested in playing the hater card than you are confessing your own hate, if you want to arrogantly lecture rather than humbly learn, if you don't want to feel guilt in your soul when you're guilty of sin, if you want to be enabled rather than confronted, there are a lot of universities across the land elsewhere that will give you exactly what you want. But Oklahoma Wesleyan is not one of them.
Thank you.
And one more coming up here in a second, too. And again, just these are from a few years ago, and I used to read them frequently in this graduation season, so out they come again. All right, more coming up. Kimber Pete Flounder and Just Jeff, 4:30. How you doing? Hump Day. Look out. Go Braves. There we go.
You can stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at Xtra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Boortz. And stay connected at the office. That's Xtra1063.com.
If you got a chance.
Join us Saturday, June 13th as the Atlanta Braves and Live Nation host the first ever Braves Country Fest, presented by Truist. A celebration of Braves baseball and country music featuring Cody Johnson and Ella Langley, along with Ernest and Mackenzie Carpenter, as well as musical performances and activities inside the Battery Atlanta. A portion of proceeds benefit the Atlanta Braves Foundation. Get your tickets at Braves.com/Braves Country Fest.
Join Daniel Matalon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's not PR, it's not fluff. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. or listen to the podcast anywhere. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
So you got into an argument. Things got heated. Then a fight broke out, and it landed you in jail. Now what? You need A Second Chance Bail Bonds. They can get you or your loved one out of jail quickly, in most cases, in a few hours. So make the right call. A Second Chance Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
The warm air, the beautiful weather, and the sounds of baseball. It's got you thinking about hitting the road. And no matter where your adventures take you, Subaru of Gwinnett has a vehicle to get you there safely and in style. Like the 2026 Subaru Outback, which will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive plus up to 32 miles per gallon. And if you're up for adventure, it'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. More than the Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4 or the 2026 Subaru Forester, the SUV for all you love. It's the right-sized SUV for all the adventures ahead with a spacious and comfortable interior for everyone you want to bring along. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Hey, it's Drake Baldwin. Everyone knows my winning team on the field, but when there's no hot water, I need a win at my home base. When it comes to plumbing, my winning team is Superior. Superior Plumbing is there whenever I need a leak repaired, toilet replaced, or a water heater installed. For over 40 years, they've been Atlanta's go-to plumbers. And Superior is still locally owned. For Superior, there's no job too small.
For Superior, the honest one, call 770-422-PLUM.
A company that has been trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years has already done their hometown homework, like having the very best people, fair, honest pricing, exceptional customer service, and a focus on high-quality work. That's us. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Sometimes new isn't better, like out-of-town home improvement companies invading Atlanta with their inflated pricing and subpar work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.
You've worked hard to build your investments, but are they positioned the right way from a tax perspective? Because it's not just what you make, it's what you keep. Hi, I'm David Nicholas, president of Nicholas Wealth Management. Many investors don't realize that their portfolios may be creating unnecessary tax exposure. Capital gains, required minimum distributions, inefficient account placement can quietly reduce your returns, especially as you approach retirement. At Nicholas Wealth Management, we help clients evaluate whether their investments are structured in a tax-efficient way, looking beyond performance to understand how taxes impact income today and your legacy tomorrow. Are your assets in the right accounts? Are there opportunities to reduce further tax liability? Is your strategy aligned with your long-term retirement goals? Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 678-990-8500. Schedule a complimentary review. That's 678-990-8500 or visit nicholaswealth.com. Nicholas Wealth Management, helping you keep more of what you've worked so hard to build.
Nicholas Wealth Management is an independent financial services firm. This is for informational purposes only and is not specific investment advice.
This whole whistling thing where we find out,
show halftime
because when you get up early to do stuff and then things change, it doesn't mean you have to
stories actually
the whole number of everything you're trying to do.
Quit whining like a college student. Self-entitled narcissistic.
I got one more, too.
You asked for 13 stories.
I know.
Today.
Well, I tried to keep it down because stuff I wanted.
7 you have done.
Well,
sir. 7.
Hey, I could get me in the Hall of Fame there.
Hey, let's go over the ones you haven't done. J.P. Morgan sex slave
Got
story.
it.
Tyson Fury wedding arrest.
Got it. Next.
Tim Hortons 75-year-old donut fight.
Yeah, that would cost me my
school
life. Yeah.
Board assault. Fulton County election results and
we did
Roblox.
that. Yeah, we did.
No,
but Roblox we got to
do. You did not do Fulton County election results being held up.
Oh, that's true. I did that one angle there. Which in fact, I think Flounder actually found it. Yeah, it figures. That's why I wrote by it. Here's the story. It figures, and that makes sense. Anyway, Kipper Pete Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Birthdays include David Patterson. Remember this guy? David Patterson is 72 years old. He's the legally blind former governor of New York. David Patterson, 72, was the lieutenant governor under Eliot Spitzer, who had a thing for hookers. Eliot Spitzer was exposed as a giant connoisseur of professional prostitute ladies, call girls, and he had to resign. And so the legally blind lieutenant governor, David Patterson, became governor of New York, and he's 72 years old today. So, and then Spitzer tried to kind of, reclaim his prestige as a political leader and stuff, and that really didn't go too far there. Quick history thing for you here today. This was the day in 1927. Charles Lindbergh, in the spirit of St. Louis, leaves New York. He landed in Paris the following day, 1927. Exactly 5 years later, 1932, Amelia Earhart departs from Newfoundland, arriving in Northern Ireland 15 hours later. Her flight marked the first female solo transatlantic flight and the first person to make another solo transatlantic flight since Lindbergh did it exactly 5 years earlier to the day. Can repeat Flounder and just Jeff on the board. One more kind of a speech thing about graduation stuff. Again, there's more moaning and groaning, and graduates are all complaining. Anytime somebody gives a commencement speech this year, apparently, and talks about AI and how it's going to change things, they all start booing. Well, fine, but the fact of the matter is it's here. I've been talking to Grok all day. I mean, who even thought that I mean, seriously, all right, I mean, it's a baby boomer. I mean, I'm thinking, I'm telling Flounder, let me just ask Grok here if they can find, and like in 9 seconds later, they can find anything you want to know.
It's helping me rewrite my book.
Well, there you are.
By the way, is the...
I'll bet. Now you're going to have to give Grok credit? Co-written by Grok?
No, not co-written, but I have to say when I get things from Grok.
Yeah. Yeah, and the bibliography, not the bibliography. What do you call the thing in the back? Context or content, or what do you call the thing we have to footnotes?
Bibliography.
But is it footnote? Is footnotes? Right?
Not anecdotes.
Footnotes.
Accreditation.
Yeah, there you go.
You gotta.
Yeah, you got to credit.
What do you do in journalism? We
cite the source.
Yeah, but it's called something else. Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, here's another guy. This is for graduates, and he said, let's see, this commencement works every time that forward, sickness and health, commencement is life's great ceremony, a beginning with its own attendant, highly appropriate symbolism. Auspicious rite of passage. We find ourselves this afternoon in this venue. And then I normally avoid cliches, he says, like the plague. But your ceremonial costume, shapeless, uniform, one size fits all, whether male or female, tall or short, scholar, slacker, spray tan, prom queen, or intergalactic Xbox assassin. Each of you is dressed, you'll notice, exactly the same. And your diploma, but for your name, exactly the same. All of this is as it should be because none of you is special. You are not special. You are not exceptional. Contrary to what your under-9 soccer trophy suggests, your glowing 7th grade report card, despite every assurance of a certain copulent purple dinosaur, that nice Mr. Rogers and your batty Aunt Sylvia, no matter how often your maternal caped crusaders swooped in to save you, you're nothing special. You've been pampered and cosseted, doted upon, helmeted, bubble-wrapped. Adults with things have held you, kissed you, fed you, wiped your mouth, wiped your bottom, trained you, taught you. He goes on and on and on. But don't get the idea that you're anything special because you're not. And he goes, I guess an example. But I mean,
Editor's note, Barney the dinosaur is corpulent. He's not copulated.
Did I say copulated? It's very possible. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Anyway. Oh, mercy. Oh, golly. Another school thing here. I'm having a little fun with this. We're going to play. Maybe play with Donald Trump here in a second. Coming up here, Jeff, too, just to get ready for you. And we have more Flounders Funnies. We have some tweets. We got stuff. A great bunch of sports stuff coming up here with the Holy Crap at Sports after 5, too. And we may do a couple things early. In Tennessee, we mentioned, I think I mentioned the other day, was in the news last week, that a member of the Board of Education named Keith Irvin, I think it is, Keith Irvin, and the Washington, Tennessee County Board of Education was in trouble and was criticized roundly for the way he handled meeting a young girl named Hannah Campbell. It was at a board meeting, and he sidled up to a high school senior girl, Hannah Campbell, at the meeting, and this middle-aged trustee leaned in close, wrapped his arm around the girl's shoulder, an action that was caught on live stream. And he said, "God, you're hot. You know that?" Okay, God, you're hot, as he has his arm around her shoulder. You know that? He asked Campbell what school she goes to, squeezed her shoulder another time, and she pulled away. Nobody challenged him at the time during the meeting, but it went online, and the backlash was severe. He was censured. Pretty much that was it. And then the young girl, there was another board meeting, and she came back to talk to the board, and this young girl, senior in high school, Hannah Campbell, said, "I do not forgive you. And I do not accept your fake apologies used to protect yourselves. I do not believe that you deserve the peace of mind," she told the balding board member in a 4-minute tirade. "Every time you feel a bit of discomfort from the public, I want you to remember that it isn't even a fraction of what I felt April 2nd. He tried to walk back his comment, saying, "Well, he meant the high schooler was on a roll. Yeah, not that you're hot, that you're doing great these days." He said, "I'm old school. I'm a farm boy. I didn't mean nothing by nothing. I was just proud of her." Yeah, that didn't work. Anyway, she nailed him on this once again, and now he's been arrested for assault.
What?
Yeah. He's now facing charges after he touched her. Now, here's the other thing. In 2009, this again happened a few weeks ago. In 2009, the same guy was censured for doing something in front of a high school student when one child said they held a job. One kid said, hey, I have a job where I'm making $8 an hour. And this guy made what's called a lewd gesture, a lewd sexual gesture. So if some guy says, hey, I'm making $8 an hour, I'll bet.
Gonna get down the hard way?
Oh, yeah? I guarantee you. Oh, you think you're special? And you know what he's doing. I'm just a board member, for God, with high school kids.
Should he be charged with assault for putting his arm around her shoulder? And telling her he shouldn't have done either thing.
Yeah, that's wrong.
But assault?
Well, I have daughters and granddaughters, so I've overreact to this. But I mean, I don't think he is. I mean, he obviously insulted her. I'm not sure whether he assaulted her. But now, what he's supposed to do is he touched her. He touched her, and then he squeezed her. I mean, that's minor sexual attention.
Yeah.
So I guess you have to. I mean, seriously, to protect her. I mean, stand up for the girl, and she was screwed up by it. So I don't.
That sounds like a Tennessee problem, and therefore I don't care.
Well, there you are. Well, you've come to the right place, my friend. Oh, and one more quick thing here before we do a Cowabunga break. The Federal Trade Commission is now after this group, Roblox. I guess probably Roblox is the name of the place. It's a company that has voice and text chat features, which a couple of online safety groups are saying are a source of substantial harm to children, facilitating predators and abuse by enabling adult contact with minors. It's an online thing, and allows kids. One shocking incident, they did a test on it, and they found that they registered a 5-year-old on this Roblox thing, and the 5-year-old was immediately granted access to dating and romance and voice chat experiences where the users can be connected to strangers online at 5. And the safety groups are saying, wait a minute, this is real-life harm, people. They tested under 13 age accounts. Under 13 witnessed the use of sexual references, racial slurs, entering an experience called Chat Sim. It advertises its thumbnail that players can chat without restrictions. And they made references to male genitalia and pleasuring yourself. And the creepy encounters are just one thing. They have a virtual currency system, which Roblox apparently can have kids spend large sums of money of their parents' money without anybody knowing it. And they have gambling features. My God, addictive gambling design features like loot boxes and wheel spins to get the kids hooked on their request for investigation. To take a chance, kids, take a chance. See if you can win something. Oh, my God. I mean, Roblox. I've heard the name, but I had no idea. And now they're trying to get the feds involved to get them to stop. 446, Cameron Pete Flounder, Just Jeff. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Holy crap, it's sports. A lot of sports stuff coming up here. There's a latest on an MVP in football and also baseball. And last night, NBA. Holy cow. Pete's got it all coming up on 106.3. Look out.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative voice anywhere you go with the Xtra 106.3 app. Now equipped with Apple CarPlay. That means you'll always have Xtra's crystal clear HD stream right on your dashboard no matter where you are. Download the all-new Xtra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
I'm Patrick Brown, former Army Ranger in the United States Army. Like many service members, I had to make difficult choices when leaving the military, and the most challenging thing was finding purpose in a new phase of life. Housing, employment, education, way too many decisions and no idea where to start. That was until I met the Warrior Alliance. They made it simple. They listened and quickly connected me to the services I needed. And like a trusted friend, they even followed up to make sure I was squared away. Change a veteran's life today by donating at thewarrioralliance.org, helping warriors navigate to success after service.
Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. The legacy of Joe Biden lives. His open border policy let millions of illegal criminals stream into our country. We continue to have customers visit the showroom and report that they have been victims of break-ins and lost their hard-earned and irreplaceable items. So don't be a victim. Drive by the Safe House showroom and see what real security looks like. Picture yourself placing your valuables in a Fort Knox safe. Now that's real protection for your priceless valuables. Drop by the showroom or go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
In 1953, an American Roadster was born, and it would go on to become an icon. Across 8 generations, the Corvette has represented speed, style, and innovation. Now, the Savoy Automobile Museum in Cartersville, Georgia, invites you to experience where it all began. Corvette, the early years, showcases the groundbreaking C1 through C3 models, the designs that started a legend. Don't miss the opportunity to see 2 rare Corvette concept cars on loan from General Motors. This temporary exhibit is open now through May 31st. Get tickets at SavoyMuseum.org.
You and your buddy. You've been through a lot with each other. The ups and the downs. He's been with you every morning, noon, and night. You've traveled the world together. Heck, he was even with you on your first big date. But have you noticed he's struggling lately? Not performing on the job. He can't even stand up straight anymore. He's wanting to cry out for help, but just doesn't know how. He needs Dr. Deal and Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They can give him the gift of good posture this year, help him stand proud and become all he was meant to be. Now, take him by the hand, look him in the eye and say, I appreciate you, little fella, and we're going to get you some help. We're going to call 404-777-1911. We're going to visit tbtofga.com. We are going to say goodbye to erectile dysfunction forever. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. It's a hard conversation to have, but it's one worth having. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Online at tbtofga.com.
Hey, Atlanta, the Summer Starts Here sales event is now going on through June 1st, Marietta Toyota. If you want a smart new Toyota with a payment that makes sense, start with the 2026 Toyota Corolla. And a vehicle that people choose for reliability, efficiency, and long-term value. Perfect for daily driving and commuting. At Marietta Toyota, every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty, unlimited time, and unlimited mileage for as long as you own it. And we're voted Best of Cobb for 2026, Best New Car Dealership, and Best Service Center. Well-qualified buyers, 4.99% APR for 72 months is available on the new 2026 Corolla. Visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota, since 1975. We've been here and will be here for you.
4.99% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers are qualified. Offer ends 6/1/26. See dealer for details. All purchases exclude tax, tag, title, and include dealer fee of $699.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Nah, there we go. Foo, fee, fi, foo. And fo. 1997 Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters released their second album, The Color and the Shape. The album was a Grammy nominee for Best Rock Album in 1998. Even though the Foo Fighters is an American band, the word color, C-O-L-O-U-R, in the album is spelled with British spelling, and that was a nod to their producer, Gil Norton, who happens to be British. Foo Fighters in 1997. You can play a little bit in the background there, Jeff, if you feel like it, if you want to. But let's see. Our birthday list includes, what do you got? You hate the Foo Fighters, I'm guessing, is that it? You're getting rid of them as quickly as you can. Jeff is not a big Foo Fighters fan. We'll have to remember that later. Our birthday list includes Dave Thomas. Not the, well, it's going to be fact. He's fact. Dave Thomas, not the dead Wendy's guy, but Dave Thomas, the actor. Dave Thomas, the actor, is 77. He's the guy, Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Yeah.
With Rick Moranis. Rick Moranis is a goofy, funny little actor, too, man. Plan to Hate You or whatever it is.
Dave, let's talk about Dave. Bob gets his note. Dave has the best Bob Hope impression I've ever heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard it. Or seen it. Dave Thomas.
SCTV, man. He did it all the time on SCTV with John Candy and the rest of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I never, for some reason, I know of them and I've seen their bits, but for some reason, I don't know whether it was on a different time or something that I never watched it. I don't know why.
Late at night.
Yeah.
Real late.
Yeah. But they're good. I mean, and all those stars that came out of SCTV, all those guys.
Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara.
All of them.
God.
Yeah. All of them.
Yeah, Martin Short.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like Second City, Chicago, too, had, some of these, like, improv-type comedy groups back in the day were, pretty damn good. They're very talented. And David Thomas, 77, anyway, as we were saying with the thing here. And let's see, it's still historical. Speaking of special celebrity TV and acting type things, how about this day in 2007? The Simpsons airs its 400th episode. Created by Matt Groening. I can never pronounce his name right. Groening. His comic strip, Life is Hell, caught the attention of the Hollywood producer, the famous James L. Brooks. So he enlisted Groening, his guy, to create a cartoon short to run during this Fox comedy sketch series, The Tracy Ullman Show. Two of the regulars on the show, Dan Castellaneta and Julie Kavner, provided the voices for Homer and Marge Simpson. Nancy Cartwright originally auditioned for the role of their daughter Lisa, landed the role of their troublemaking adolescent son Bart. They made their debut in the Tracy Ullman Show in April of '87. Later, Barry Diller, Fox's chief executive, was convinced to turn the thing into a half-hour series developed by several of the guys. It debuted in 1989 with a Christmas episode called Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. Rather bizarre. It became the longest-running sitcom ever in 2005. The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet ran for 14 years. The Simpsons racked up dozens of Emmys, named by Time Magazine the best show of all time in 1999. And Entertainment Weekly had a list of new classic TV shows in 2008, The Simpsons #1. And it paved the way for Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill, The Family Guy, which was my favorite of all of them, and South Park. Anyway, Simpsons still going.
Went out to a wedding in the late 80s in San Diego to a friend of mine who was friends with one of the directors of The Simpsons.
Really?
So we went up to L.A. and had dinner at his mom's house, and she fed me fish tacos, which I had to pretend to try and eat.
Yeah.
The worst thing I've ever put in my mouth.
Put it in your napkin,
and then we went
did you?
to a Dodgers game, and he was pretty much a jerk.
Really? Oh, I'll be damned. Well, probably a millionaire jerk, but...
No, I wasn't a millionaire, but they don't pay him. But they didn't pay him all that much back then.
I guess. Let's see. 4:56 already. Holy cow! By the way, Jeff just brought me a little tabulation here about the voting and the turnout, and this is kind of an interesting thing. I mentioned about the fact that Rick Jackson apparently spent $50 million of his own money to collect the votes, and Jeff is telling us that the number of people who voted for Rick Jackson in the primary, 303,447. So a little over 303,000 people voted for Rick Jackson. And he figured it out that it would therefore come to $16.47 per vote. Now, if you were running for governor and someone said, tell you what, if you pay me $16 for each vote, I'll run this free election. And if you didn't think about how many people we're talking about, that sounds pretty cheap. But when you're talking 300,000, anyway, $50 million. How much? I wonder how much they're going to have to spend for the runoff. It's a month away, or a few weeks away. I don't know the exact date. Do you know the exact day of the run? It's in June, but I don't know.
I think it's June 16th.
Yeah, it's about a month away. I think it's a little less than a month away. And I wonder how much. And by the way, I wonder whether we're going to see a whole bunch more commercials and things we haven't seen. Anyway, a quick thing, but we got a Flounders Friday coming up in a minute. The Tyson Fury wedding. I talked about the Tyson Fury wedding. He and his wife allowed their 16-year-old daughter to get married in the Isle of Man in Europe. You can do that at 16. And now it turns out that there was a fight at the wedding because there were two things planned. There was a huge, $1 million wedding by the Tyson Fury, the boxing legend's family. And right next door, there was also another group meeting, and there was a fight that broke out. A couple of guys got arrested, and they were really rowdy because they said the place was a mess, man. We told there was a VIP wedding nearby at the same place. We didn't know who it was, and they tried to keep us apart. They gave wristbands to keep us all apart. And you know who got in a fight? It was members of the Porsche Club of Great Britain. The troublemakers were the Porsche Club of Great Britain, who weren't taking any crap off the Tyson Fury people at their wedding because they mingled in the same venue together in the Isle of Man. And those Porsche driver clubs from Great Britain are not taking crap off anybody. Anyway, I thought that was kind of amusing. 408, holy cow, another Flounders Funny. Look out, here we go.
This is the most divided this country has ever been. It's like the red states and the blue states. It's like, why? Because we tweet at each other? We had a war, right? This country had a civil war. That was pretty divided. At least nowadays we're communicating with each other. Back then, those guys they got the news like once a month. Some guy would come by on a horse and they were like, who's talking? I was like, the South is talking. They were like, that, I don't like that. Give me my gun. I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna walk down there for a month straight. Shoot the first guy I see down there. That's how much. The Civil War was basically just the North just shooting racism out of the South. That's what happened. The North was like, South, chill. And the South was like, no. So a bunch of guys had to walk down there and shoot them a lot. And they were like, all right, we'll let them go. But we're not going to be nice to them for a while. Until we find out they're good at football and then roll tide.
Oh, boy.
Shane Gillis right there.
Oh, there you go. Well, Mr. Controversial. Look out, it's almost 5 o'clock, 106.3. Happy Hump Day. Kimmer, Pete Flounder, and just Jeff on the board today. Nice to have you with them. More in the politics and see what's going on. We got tweets. We got Holy Crap at Sports, a lot of good stuff. And Donald Trump and Jesus standing by here on 106.3 for your Hump Day. Look out.
The Morning Extra, every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
A new kind of pressure on Cuba. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. A federal indictment unsealed in Miami charges Cuba's former president, Raul Castro, and several others in the 1996 shoot-down of civilian planes operated by Miami-based exiles, killing 4 Americans.
President Trump is committed to restoring a very simple but important principle. If you kill Americans, we will pursue you, no matter who you are, no matter what title you hold, and in this case, no matter how much time has passed.
Acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche referring any questions about possible military action to the Pentagon, but President Trump telling reporters he does not think there's a need for escalation. Earlier, the president mixing foreign policy with a commencement address at the U.S. Coast Guard Academy in Connecticut.
The president praised the Coast Guard's role in the operation to capture Venezuela's leader Nicolas Maduro and the branch's role in Operation Epic Fury in Iran. But he also thanked the Coast Guard for their work interdicting drug trafficking.
We had a majority of drugs were coming in by the sea, by the ocean, and we have virtually stopped that.
On Iran, the president said he may have to hit them harder, but said maybe he won't have to.
The only question is, do we go and finish it up, or are they going to be signing a document? Let's see what happens.
He said he learned at his recent meeting with China's President Xi Jinping that Xi has a great respect for the U.S. military.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. A housing bill wins overwhelming bipartisan support in the U.S. House, but the 21st Century Road to Housing Act is not a done deal.
The bill does offer home building incentives as well as a program to convert buildings into housing
housing among its details. But the House did strip out a Senate provision that made investors who built single-family homes for rent sell them after 7 years. The revised House version now goes back to the Senate.
Fox's Gernal Scott, that bill expected to keep moving, with housing being one of the affordability issues in focus leading up to the midterms. America is listening to Fox News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of like, ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kipper with Pete Davis and Flounder and just Jeff on the board. Happy hump day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Our number is 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We got tweets. We got Holy Crap at Sports with Pete Davis coming up. We got a lot of political stuff here. Also a couple of just, like general stuff, happy stuff, goofy stuff, and your phone calls. I mentioned earlier today, yesterday filled up my gas tank on the way home. $5.50 at the Shell station nearby in Powers Ferry. And again, I don't care. I think it's all going to come crashing down. I think it's going to be great. I think, something's going to happen over the summer, and by Labor Day, I think we're going to be on the right track, and I think prices are going to be better, and I hope. Please, please, please. Because if by Labor Day, we're going to by Labor Day.
Doomed.
Yeah. So we'll see. And again, in fact, the problem is when we talk about the turnout of the election, and if these figures we're trying to get are correct, then something like maybe less than 20% of the possible voters actually showed up to vote either early or yesterday in the election. That's horrible.
Yeah. That doesn't concern you that he seems more concerned with Ukraine and Iran and Cuba than he does the economy.
Well,
fix the economy, and then you can play around the world.
Well, the problem is, what does it mean that we all want him to show that he's fixing the economy, but I don't know what can he do to show and say, they're all talking about Iran and everything else, but J.D. Vance is talking about how we're working on the economy. Trump says we need to get the gas prices down, but again, what can he do? What step can he take now? I don't know anything that's in his control. I think we need to reboot again here, by the way. I think there's anything in his control that he can do other than, eliminating the gas tax for a while temporarily or something like that. But I don't know what steps he can take other than ending the thing in Iran. I think if the Iran thing was over, then those gas prices are going to drop like crazy. Yep. In fact, we saw some video. Dozens of ships are going through the Strait of Hormuz, and that's got to be a good sign. So, if those things happen, if the gas prices drop, $1.50, over the summer for the summer driving season, that's one thing.
Going to the stuff like that raised the prices during COVID and never brought them back down,
right,
even though everything else was going down.
Yeah.
They're going after them, but it's going so slow it may be too late.
I know. Well, and it's such a shame because, again, no matter what happens, they're going to blast him for everything. But again, this president has, if you just write down the things that Donald Trump has done, just in this term, let alone the 4 years, but just in this term, is unbelievable.
Yeah, but the problem is this situation right now is affecting the Americans the most.
The middle America and poor America even worse. So anyway, that's
the Iranian situation is trying to save us and the Middle East from nuclear annihilation down the road by these crazy mullahs in Iran who think by starting a war like that they're going to bring on their 40 virgins and stuff.
Right.
So he's doing the right thing there, whether it hurts.
Yeah.
The problem is quit talking about Ukraine and quit talking about Cuba. Fix the damn economy.
Yeah. Focus on it,
or you're going to lose the election.
Yeah.
And none of the rest will matter.
Yeah, that would be bad. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. How did we do last night? You got some reaction on our... we stayed for an extra hour. I think we were there for that.
Everyone loved it from what I hear.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, management was thrilled. We got some nice feedback, so it was
really.
Oh, let's hear it.
Well, the Jeopardy was very entertaining.
That
apparently.
was.
I had three people in my neighborhood who were like, "Dude, that was really fun."
Yeah. You know what was really fun is that I got to play and you guys just sat back and watched.
Yeah, we didn't know. We can't play. I can't play. We're not doing that. It's just kind of bizarre. Although I did do my plank this morning for 1 minute and 20 seconds, and it could have been longer, but I kind of I didn't want to bust open my pacemaker.
Set your little camera up on your phone and record you doing this.
Okay, I will. That's a great idea. Well, I don't know how to do that. If I have a phone lean thing,
you start
and selfie.
Put it up against something.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Now, don't kill yourself doing this.
Well, that's the other thing. I'm afraid, that's it. I mean, surely that's the thing. I mean, I want to go to the limit that I can safely get myself in the best shape I can get at my age. But if I go a step too far, I drop dead like an idiot.
Yeah.
And, when I could have lived another, 2 or 3 months, So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. I might make it till Christmas if I stop working out, stuff
another
like that.
4th of July.
Well, I was shooting for Christmas. One more Christmas.
No. You just focus on Memorial Day.
Yeah, there you go. Coming up next week. Oh, my God. And by the way, changes going on. Speaking of the economy, the word is that Schlitz beer is done. Schlitz premium beer is no longer. They're going to make one more batch. Yeah, they're going to make one more batch.
Remember the SNL skit, Schlitz gay? That Adam Sandler.
And in fact, I should have asked Just Jeff to get one of their old commercials, the Schlitz beer. Schlitz when you're having more than one or whatever it is. And
Schlitz. And Falstaff.
Yeah. But in fact, I'm not making this up. When I was probably 1958 or 59, I was in the Boy Scouts, and we had a jamboree in the summertime at the Adirondack Mountains. And we were in cabins for like a week or 10 days. It might have been 2 weeks. I don't remember. It was a long time. Anyway, we were in these cabins for a Boy Scout jamboree, and we were getting merit badges and learning things. And it was a whole thing. It was scouts from the whole state in there. So there was a whole bunch of us. And the Scout Masters, at night we would have a campfire, and the Scout Masters we would sit around and tell stories or whatever and do various things. And the Scout Masters off to the side, and this was in 1958. The Scout Masters off to the side had a big aluminum tub with iced beer cans in it. And I stole my first beer to taste my first beer, and it was a Schlitz. The first beer I had when I was 12 years old was a stolen Schlitz beer from the Boy Scout the Scout Masters, and the Adirondack Mountains. What?
I remember mine was a Miller Lite.
Miller Lite, yeah,
Miller
they
Lite
hadn't made Miller Lite back then, but a Schlitz beer back in
Falstaff. My grandfather fed me Falstaff when I was like 5 years old, and my mother had a hissy fit.
But I remember, Genesee beer, and there was some weird brand Mohawk beer. There's some bizarre back in the.
I've had Genesee.
Have you Genesee beer?
Coming at you.
Here we go.
When you order a Schlitz, you don't think about the months it takes us to brew and age it. But the long, careful golden age of Schlitz is what makes it America's choicest premium beer.
Wow, I'll say the production sure has gone up.
When you're out of Schlitz,
here we go.
You're disaster. You're out of beer.
When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer?
You're out of beer.
What's the one that said when you're having more than one? I thought I wonder who that. I can't remember who that was. Anyway,
what Lowenbrow was. Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special. Beer will flow.
Mercy. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. All right, let's do this. We'll play a little Donald Trump here, just Jeff. Donald Trump went live today 3 different times. 3 different times. He just talks to the press live on TV. It's really remarkable. And he was on the way to the Coast Guard Academy to give an address to the graduating cadets. Stopped to talk to reporters, and he was talking about the redistricting and gerrymandering and stuff like that. And he was talking about the results of the election last night, and specifically. And he was talking about what's going on in California, not only the governor's race, but also the race for mayor of Los Angeles. And Donald Trump said, it's so hard for a Republican to win in California because they cheat so much. And he said, it's just, there are so many dishonest elections in the Golden State. And then Donald Trump put it this way.
You have a really rigged vote in California. You have all the mail-in ballots, everything else. Very hard to win because the elections are very dishonest. If we had Jesus Christ come down and count the votes, I would have won California because I do great with Hispanics. But it's a rigged vote. They send out 38 million votes. Nobody knows where they're going. Of course, the Democrats do, I guess. But disproportionately, Democrats get many more votes. Some get 8 votes. They get 8 cards, and Republicans have to call in, where's my card? It's a rigged system.
Yeah, one of the worst. And by the way, I thought it was Minnesota. Now, maybe they both do. But in Minnesota, we talked about this a few months ago, and it turned out that in Minnesota, talking about, the Somali ice pirates, in Minnesota, they apparently passed a rule that said if you go on Election Day to a polling place and you're a registered voter, and you say, these people are my friends, and I assure you they are registered voters, you can get them 8 more votes. You can get 8 more voting cards to have people vote based on your individual say-so in Minnesota. And Donald Trump just indicated they can do that in California, too. You can say, oh, these people are with me, give them a voting slip, and off you go. I mean, I don't understand any of this. Anyway, it's dirty laundry, man. Hey, coming up, Holy Crap of Sports, Kipper P. Flounder and Just Jeff. And it's hump day. It is beautiful. God bless America. Look out.
Xtra 106.3 is focused on the issues that matter most to you. Inflation, housing costs, healthcare, and taxes all shape the political landscape nationally and in Atlanta. And President Trump continues to fight the good fight so you'll have the chance to live the American dream. Proud to be the conservative voice of Atlanta. Xtra 106.3 FM and the Xtra app.
Okay, so you're fixing your home. Everything's looking good, ready to go. How about the job that goes from start to finish, done right the first time, bing, bang, boom? How about that? How about Peach State Windows doing your siding? I know, but windows, we know they can take care of your windows, but they also take care of the outside of your house, and I'm a big fan of Hardy Plank. In fact, my last house had that built. I said, no, I want Hardy Plank, period. Well, Peach State Windows, and I've been knowing these guys for 25 years. Anyway, they have a thing to take care of your siding, and it's quality you can count on. Been doing this for decades and decades, doing it the right way. No shortcuts, no surprises. And your siding holding up to the heat and humidity and everything our weather in Georgia throws at us. Well, here's the deal. How about this? 1,000 square feet of premium cement, fiber, Hardy plank siding for only $69.85. And that includes removal of the old stuff and professional installation and finishing paint, complete exterior upgrade, 0% financing for 12 months. Here's that number, 770-485-8011. Check it out. Give them a call, peachstatewindows.com.
At Howard Brothers, they don't just sell outdoor power equipment. They live it. From zero-turn mowers and chainsaws to trimmers, blowers, and everything in between, they've got the tools to tackle any outside project. Howard Brothers carries trusted brands like Echo, Steel, and Exmark, backing them all with expert advice, service, and support. So whether you're a pro landscaper or a proud homeowner, Howard Brothers is your go-to spot for your outdoor needs. Howard Brothers, serving your communities since 1955. Hey, this is Los with David from Atlanta, who just purchased his new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent way to buy your next vehicle. David, tell us about your experience.
I had been looking for a vehicle for a couple months. The car buying process was a little challenging at first for me. I had some credit issues in the past, and I just happened to hear a familiar voice on the radio, and it happened to be on the Honest Car Guy ad. I got in touch with Tom. Within 2, maybe 3 days, I had a vehicle being shipped here from Orlando, Florida. I have already recommended him to family members, several friends, and I'll purchase a car from Tom when I make my next purchase for sure.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turfco. We're a family-owned and operated independent local company here in the Atlanta area. We've been in business for over 15 years. We install several different types of artificial grass. One is landscape, which looks like real grass for your lawn. The next one is pet turf. Pet turf is a little bit shorter than landscape, and it's more durable. And the other one is putting greens. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
When I first started using a CPAP, getting supplies and equipment was a horrible hassle. It pretty much stayed that way until I discovered CPAPs, Same-day shipping on anything you might need, including travel CPAPs, hoses, masks, you name it. Same-day shipping. CPAPsETC.com or visit their store in Alpharetta. So easy, and you could be preserving your health and saving your life.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
According to legend, this day in the year 1310, different shoes for the left and right foot were produced for the first time. Until that time, all shoes were cut exactly the same. And now, holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
You know why?
Why?
You know why?
Why?
So you get off on the right foot.
Yeah. Hey ho! What about the left? Hey ho!
Braves back to playing a night game tonight after an afternoon tilt yesterday in Miami.
Yeah.
Well, a 6:40 start.
Yeah.
The 6-3 Chris Sale for Atlanta against, and I'm not kidding here, a pitcher who's just junk, a real junk baller.
Yeah.
Jansen Junk is his name. The right-hander is 2-4 with an earned run average of 4+.
Oh.
The Braves bats need to support Chris tonight. Since his last 2 starts, they haven't scored much. His ERA is 1.96. He should be 8-1, not 6-3.
Yeah, I agree.
So
yeah.
It's like the old days of Maddox, where they we don't have to hit because Maddox is out there. You know?
Yeah.
Michael Harris II batting second behind Acuna Jr. leading off. Dom Smith, the DH. Austin Riley down to 7th in the lineup. Sandy Leon catching and batting 9th. Now, yesterday afternoon, the Bravos jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first, only for Martin Perez to give up 3 in the bottom of the frame. But then Martin settled down and for the first time in his career struck out 10 batters.
Wow.
The Braves tied the score at 4 with a solo homer for Michael Harris, and then this happened.
1-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the right side. Backhanding out there is the first baseman. He has nowhere to go. Morrell gloved it. There was no one to cover a bag. Braves take the lead. Dubon is fired up. And they make him pay for those walks. Morrell went hard to his right, Joe, and by the time he got leather on it, he's between first and second, and he's just looking around, had no play to make.
Oh, boy.
Ben Ingram was sister station 680 The Fan, and then the Braves poured it on.
0-2 on Olsen. Here it comes. Ground ball to the left side. That might find a hole. It does. Base hit in the left field. This will drive in 2 runs. Throw goes to third. Everybody's safe. 2 RBIs, single by Matt Olson. And it's 7-4 Braves in the 8th as he had to remind them who they were messing with.
Yeah, take that, pal.
Final score 8-4 Atlanta, and even the 4-game series at 1 apiece. Good news, as an MRI here in Atlanta showed Drake Baldwin has a grade 1 right oblique strain, which is not that bad a one, although you never want any of them. And Ronald Acuna Jr.'s debut back from the injured list, very successful. 1 for 4 with a double, 3 runs scored, and 2 walks. What a leadoff hitter's supposed to do. Mauricio Dubon with 3 hits, Matt Olson 3 RBIs. Now back to Martin Perez for a second. Now has the second most career starts before getting 10 Ks in a game, 285 starts. Only a former Braves righty had more. Who is he?
John Smoltz.
Well, I'll give you a hint. He was once traded for John Smoltz.
Maddox? Detroit, wasn't it? No. Who was traded for John
Maddox,
Smoltz in Detroit? No, I know. I don't know.
Doyle Alexander.
Oh, I wouldn't have gotten that. Yeah.
321 starts before striking out 10. The 2 pitchers behind Martin are 2 Europeans, Larry French and Dutch Leonard, back in the 30s and 40s.
Cool.
Braves now 8 games ahead of Philly. The Fish are in 4th place, 11 games behind Atlanta. So, how bad are the Mets right now? Go ahead, ask me.
How bad are the Mets here, Pete?
I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
Last night in Washington, D.C., they jumped out to a 5-0 lead in the top of the first. The Nationals scored 4 in the bottom of the first as James Wood hit an inside-the-park grand slam, just the second time that's happened in Nats history. How could this happen, you ask?
How could this happen?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Wood's blast glanced off the leaping Nick Morabito's arm in left field and bounded into center field. So where's the damn center fielder Tyrone Taylor? Well, he was looking at Morabito, who's a rookie. The rookie pointed to the carom and then started chasing the ball. They look like Keystone Cops out there. And Mets manager Carlos Mendoza said he lost track of the baseball.
Yeah.
He went after it, and then he didn't know where the ball was. That's a tough break there. No, the tough break is that you're still the manager. The New York Metropolitans are now mired in last place in the National League East, 11.5 games behind the Braves. Has anyone checked on Frank the Tank?
Yeah, where's he been?
Need to do a life check.
Seriously.
Check, yeah.
Has anyone dredged the lake? Cubs center fielder Pete Crow Armstrong is being fined an undisclosed amount of money, stemming from the incident Sunday at the White Sox game on the South Side when he cursed at a woman. It's just about being a little more respectful and killing someone with kindness instead of matching their level of intent, Crow Armstrong says as he apologizes. Kinda.
Well.
The tarps off trend began in St. Louis with the Cardinals last weekend and quickly exploded in popularity across the nation. Has already been seen in Tampa Bay, where the Rays hold the best winning percentage in baseball, in Philly, Anaheim, Seattle, and Detroit. What is it? It's where young men take their shirts off and wave them around.
Yeah.
Now, if we only get this trend to spread to the ladies.
I saw that in the St. Louis Cardinals. There must have been 1,000 young people just whip their shirts off, bare-chested, sitting there. It was unbelievable.
Well, it's hot in St. Louis. It's muggy down there.
Yeah, but still, I don't know where this came from. Kind of bizarre.
Yeah. Reds pitcher Chad Burns was hit in the cojones by a batted ball.
Oh, boy.
He was not wearing a cup. Talking about Burns. His manager, Terry Francona, said, I don't even watch a game on TV without wearing a cup.
Did you wear a cup every day when you were pitching in baseball?
I didn't pitch. I played third, which was the hot corner, and yes, I wore a cup.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. In fact, I would hide quarters in there sometimes.
Well,
anyway.
there you are.
Steelers 42-year-old quarterback Aaron Rodgers says he will retire after the season. He only needs 13 more passing TDs to be third on the all-time list. That's probably why he's coming back.
Yeah, probably.
And Michael Wilbon went off on his own network, ESPN, about covering this so much. He goes,
really?
This guy's irrelevant. Why are we caring? And
wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. If you needed a reminder, and at this point I don't see how, that NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell does not work for you, the fans, or for the players, or even for the good of the game. Roger Goodell works for the owners and their bottom line. The NFL has approved the ability to play as many as 10 international games starting in 2027,
come
up from
on.
8. More importantly, the league also voted to strip the team's ability to protect any home games from international play. Previously, teams could protect 2 games. This year's host sites are Melbourne, Australia, Rio de Janeiro, London, 3 games there, Paris, Madrid, Munich, and Mexico City. They're scouting future sites. Asian markets, such as Japan, have complexities due to travel, but are important to the league and could be explored as future sites, says Peter O'Reilly. Who is O'Reilly? Just the executive VP of Club Business International League Events. He also brings the donuts. Yeah,
I'll be darned. Yeah, apparently, yeah.
The league's growing international profile has led to questions about whether Super Bowl is going to be played on foreign soil. O'Reilly said that's not a front-burner issue as of now. But many around the league believe the league could be close to playing essentially 1 international game a week during the regular season. Goodell has said 16 international games is the goal. So you Falcons fans who enjoy booing the Saints in the bins every season, you may lose that entertainment. But somehow I don't believe the NFL is going to take away the New York Giants playing the Cowboys in the Meadowlands or vice versa. As I say in the book Animal Farm, we're all equal here, just some are more equal than others.
Yeah, no, I think that you made a very good point there. What they are doing is preventing the fans from watching their teams, even going in person to see their teams.
They don't care. They say it every day. By the way, the new cartoon movie Animal Farm has gone woke. They've completely changed the meaning of George Orwell's book.
Yeah,
a tyrannical, out-of-control government is no longer the bad guy. It's now a big money-grubbing corporation. So save your money.
Really?
Yeah. Former Ole Miss and Auburn head coach Tommy Tuberville, currently one of the senators from Alabama, won the Republican nomination for governor of the Heart of Dixie. The Arkansas native, also a head coach at Texas Tech and Cincinnati.
Yeah, but I'm sorry to interrupt, but I also heard Tuberville was one of the Republicans who did not vote on the issue that came up where Cassidy from Louisiana got back at Donald Trump. Cassidy of the Republican Louisiana voted in favor of the War Act, where Donald Trump would be forced to go to Congress to do anything more in Iran. Cassidy voted to make him do that along with the Democrats, and Tuberville was one of the 4 Republicans who did not vote because he wasn't there. If he had been there, then J.D. Vance would have been able to break the tie, and they wouldn't have had the thing against Trump. But Tuberville didn't show up. I don't know why.
How long has this war gone on?
5-6 weeks, 7.
At what point do you have to get Congress's approval to put our boys in?
I think it's 60 days, so it's close. But again, I think they can get around it.
I'm not too upset about that. I'm saying at some point, if you haven't got the job done with all the bragging about it, then
we'll see. Yeah,
that's the law.
It's got to be done. Got to do it. Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger.
NBA playoffs. The Knickerbockers continue their big run, trailing by 22 points with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks had Jalen Brunson go at James Harden. The result, 44-11 flurry by New York in the fourth. In overtime, one of the greatest comebacks in NBA history. They won 115-104 going away.
Yeah.
According to ESPN Analytics, the Cavaliers had a 99.9 chance of winning with 7 minutes remaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which shows those analytic things don't mean anything but when it comes to who's going to win. But still, James Harden, never cared for that guy.
Yeah.
Ever heard of Oz the Mentalist?
Oh, yes, absolutely. He was the guy who was at the Donald Trump, was the guest speaker at the Correspondents' Dinner, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. Rudely interrupted by a Democrat wannabe assassin. Oz has done his tricks at several sports events over the years. But it wasn't until he dared to do something with President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania and other Republicans that he has come under a direct attack by the liberal media. All of a sudden, leftist podcaster Pablo Torre is doing exposés on Oz.
Please.
Telling us secrets and how he knows things, like saying Joe Rogan's bank PIN number live on the show. Other liberal sports web pages, and they're most of them, are also attacking Oz the Mentalist. One saying they're doing it because they've grown tired of his omnipresence at sporting events. That's bullshit.
What?
The libs are going after Oz because he dared to be seen entertaining the Trumps.
Yeah.
The left will now try and destroy his reputation and career for the crime of doing something that the finger-wagging scold merchants do not like.
Yeah, even that very attitude of people like that didn't even exist in this country just a few years ago. No one would ever have heard of such a thing to do with such a thing like that.
You didn't try and destroy other people's careers. Yeah. 17-time Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest champion Joey Chestnut,
yeah.
will not be disciplined by Major League Eating
No.
after pleading guilty to misdemeanor battery for slapping a man in an Indiana bar earlier this year. Joey will be in Coney Island this July 4th to defend his title, and I watch it every year.
Yeah, not me. I cannot watch them scrunch up those things in water and shove them down. Because you know what happens about 30 seconds after they get off the stage, right? They'll run it in the back.
May 20th, 1734, the first jockey club formed in what state?
Kentucky.
South Carolina.
I did not know that. I'll be damned.
1920, Chicago police dressed as soldiers and farmers raid the Wrigley Field bleachers, arresting 24 Cubs fans for what?
Well, I know. What year are you talking about? 1969?
1920.
1920. For smoking in public, maybe, or something like that?
Gambling.
Oh, no, that's not good.
1930, the University of California dedicated $1,500 to research for the prevention and cure of what?
I don't know.
Athlete's foot.
Oh, my goodness. The Johnson & Johnson people.
Yeah, 1945. Pete Gray leads the St. Louis Browns to a doubleheader sweep with the Yankees. Scored the winning run in the nightcap. Got 3 hits in the opener. What's so special about Pete Gray?
I don't know.
He made 10 putouts in the outfield during the twin bill at Sportsman's Park. He had only one arm.
Oh, my goodness.
He was a left fielder with only one arm.
Wow. That's before Jim Abbott, the old switcheroo with the glove on the mound.
Oh, by the way, 2010, trailing the Reds 9-3, starting the bottom of the ninth. Brooks Conrad's pinch hit grand slam gave the Braves an incredible 10-9 walk-off victory at the TED. The 7-run frame's big blow by the 30-year-old journeyman barely cleared the fence, the ball deflecting off Lance Nix's glove when the left fielder reached over the top of the wall. That was still one of the greatest endings of a game I've ever seen.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Absolutely loved it. There's sport.
Outstanding. All right, 5:31-ish. Kira P. Flounder and Just Jeff, and so much more coming up next on 106.3 with your Hump Day here. Look out. Stand by.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Then it's Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck at noon, and the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. And hang out every night for Jesse Kelly at 6 and Jimmy Fela at 9. And stream it all live in crystal clear HD on the Extra 106.3 app.
It has begun. The Summer Starts Here sales event now through June 1st. Commuting every day, the 2026 Toyota Camry is now all hybrid with up to 53 miles per gallon in the city. At Marietta Toyota, every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's unlimited time and unlimited mileage for as long as you own it. And we've been voted Best of Cop for 2026, Best New Car Dealership, and Best Service Center. For well-qualified buyers, 5.49% APR for 72 months is available on the new 2026 Camry Hybrid. Non-Toyota owners may qualify for $1,000 Camry Conquest bonus cash, no trade-in required. Visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota since 1975. We have been here and will be here for you.
5.49% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. 1,000 Conquest for eligible current non-Toyota owners. Must finance or lease through Southeast Toyota Finance. No trade-in required. N6/1/2026. See dealer for details. All prices exclude tax, tag, title, and include dealer fee of $699.
Retirement should feel exciting, not stressful. But if you're close to retirement or already there, have you ever stopped to ask, do I really understand the risks to my plan? Hi, I'm David Nicholas, president of Nicholas Wealth Management. Things like market swings, higher taxes, inflation, healthcare costs, even living longer than expected can slowly chip away at your savings if you're not prepared. And even solid plans can have blind spots. That's why we offer a retirement risk analysis. It looks at how your investments, income, and taxes could hold up in real-life situations, not just on paper. It helps answer the big questions. What happens if the market drops? And will your money last as long as you do? If you're within 10 years of retirement or already retired, give us a call, 678-990-8500, or visit nicholaswealth.com to schedule a complimentary retirement risk analysis. Nicholas Wealth Management, helping you retire with clarity, confidence, and control.
Nicholas Wealth Management is an independent financial services firm. This is for informational purposes only and is not specific investment advice.
Babe, can you knock out my honey-do list today?
Oh, I know. I told you I'd get to it this weekend.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. I can't fix your marriage, but I can fix your house. With our handyman for a day service, we'll handle those drywall patches, that door that won't latch, the leaky faucet, and the wood rot all around your house. The whole punch list, done fast, done right. You keep your weekend, she gets the house done. Everybody wins. Book your handyman for a day at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
We've all done it. We tried to save a buck or two buying a knockoff that ends up being more costly to fix or replace. Hopefully we've learned in the end. Knockoffs are not a good idea. If your gutters need help, don't just spring for any gutter guard. Leaf Filter is the trusted name with over 20 years of relentless engineering behind it. Clogged gutters are not just annoying, they cause extensive water damage. Leaf Filter is an investment designed to help protect your home. Leaf Filter is inexpensive way for you to make sure that you have surgical grade stainless steel micro mesh that keeps out all of the debris and lets the water in. It's proven to accept 200% more water than some hood style gutter guards. So in heavy rain, they help keep the water from pouring over the edge of your gutters down to the foundation and basement. Start protecting your home today with Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system. Schedule your free inspection. Save up to 15% off at leaffilter.com/Glenn Beck. 15% off leaffilter.com/Glenn Beck. Minimum purchase is required. Restrictions apply. See rep for promotion details.
Hey, listen. It's that Rick Jackson again.
Too often, criminal illegals commit sick, violent crimes. Do that when I'm governor, and you'll end up deported or departed.
Dang. I know, right?
What do you have, Sugar?
I'll take the meatloaf and Rick Jackson for governor.
He's something, ain't he?
Oh, he's tough.
No tolerance for criminal illegals, no woke ideology.
No more do-nothing career politicians.
The man escaped the projects and built one of Georgia's most successful businesses. Plus, he's big-time pro-Trump.
And he wants to cut our property taxes. Like for real.
Shush, y'all. Here comes the good part.
No more free rides for people who refuse to work. You want to sit on your butt, binge watch Netflix, and scarf down Cheetos? Do it with your own money.
Amen to that.
Conservative Rick Jackson for Georgia.
I just love that Cheetos part.
Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Xtra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Xtra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
It was a Scott. You got a Scott. Kimber P. Flounder and Joe Jeff here on Little Carbonca there with the Beatles. And a little weird song here. So, there we go. 1968. The Beatles had a bunch of new songs after their visit to India. They met at George Harrison's home in Esher, Surrey. They taped 23 new songs on his 4-track recorder, many of which would end up on the Beatles' next 2 albums, The White Album and Abbey Road. The demos include Cry Baby Cry, Revolution, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Blackbird, and Child of Nature, a Lennon song that became Jealous Guy. The Beatles, 68 new songs from India visit. Let's see, birthday, a couple of sports birthdays here. Pete Davis, Satarahu O, or Sadaharu O, I think it's pronounced.
Sadaharu O.
He's the famous Japanese home run hitting baseball star. He's 86 today. How come he never came to America? Because it was too early.
He came and visited with Hank Aaron a lot of times, but that was a time when they didn't come over. Japanese players didn't come over that much.
I wonder whether it was even legal. I don't know whether Major League Baseball had even thought about a foreign player, had they?
The San Francisco Giants had the first Japanese player or pitcher back in the mid-'60s, I believe.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mr. O is 86, and Tony Stewart, NASCAR star. Tony Stewart is 55 years old today. And what about Every time I do this guy's birthday, I start laughing. I can't help it. Bronson Pinchot. Bronson Pinchot is 67. He played Balky in Perfect Strangers, but he played the part of a guy named Serge in Beverly Hills Cop. And one of the funniest 4 minutes or 5 minutes part of movie-dom history ever is when Eddie Murray, or what's his name? Eddie Murphy. The cop, Beverly Hills Cop, comes into the art gallery, and Bronson Pinchot says, "Well, that's no trouble. What's this? What's this? A pertain? What's this? A pertain?
This is pertaining."
It's just, hysterical. If you've never, Beverly Hills Cop, when Eddie Murphy goes into the art gallery, but no trouble at all. I can make you a little, thing. Freaking hysterical. Anyway, Bronson Pinchot is 67 years old today, and on this day, hold on, I lost my Mr. Phone there. On this day in history. It was 2005. Former teacher and convicted sex offender Mary Kay Letourneau, a 43-year-old convict, marries her former student and the father of 2 of her children. She was 43, and Vili Falou was 22 when they got married. 9 months earlier, Mary Kay Letourneau had been released from prison, serving 7.5 years sentence for raping this kid when he was underage, and she married him. She was 43. He was 22. She got out of prison and married him. They met when she was a teacher at the elementary school outside of Seattle. He was a second grader. She was 34 and a married mother of 4 and started a sexual relationship with Vili when he was 12. They got discovered. She was arrested for rape, pleaded guilty, showed leniency, suspending her 89-month sentence and sentenced her to 6 months in jail, attended treatment programs, sparked a whole tabloid frenzy as a national debate over female sex offenders treated differently than male sex offenders. Well, in 1998, after being released from jail after 6 months, she was discovered in a parked car with the guy again, the kid, and got arrested again for violating conditions of her suspended sentence. They also found a whole bunch of cash, a passport, some baby clothes, and said they were apparently planning to flee with their little girl. Later, 3 days, the judge reinstated her original sentence, sent her back to prison. She gave birth to her second child with this guy and had a daughter named Alexis. They were raised by the kid's mother while Mary Kay was in prison. The kid and his mother sued the school district in the city of Des Moines, Washington, for $2 million, claiming the cops in the school didn't do enough to protect him. And a jury ruled that he was not entitled to anything. Letourneau got released from prison. A judge lifted the ban from contacting the kid. He was then an adult, and they got married at a ceremony in Woodinville, Washington, near Seattle. Their daughters were flower girls. Her daughter from her first marriage was the maid of honor. And Entertainment Tonight negotiated exclusive rights to film the ceremony. After 15 years of being married, they got divorced. And Mary Kay Letourneau died of colon cancer in 2020. What a story. 542. Tell me what. 2 things quickly. The White House is reacting to Natalie Maines. The Dixie Skanks have done it again. Natalie Maines, a former chick, they call them now the Chicks, the Dixie Chicks, launched a vulgar social media attack against Donald Trump, posting a profanity-filled rant accusing the president of destroying democracy. Let's see if I can find the exact quote. "Our democracy is disappearing before our eyes. This fugly slut is using your gas money to pay the insurrectionists. But don't worry about it. I'm sure posting selfies will fix everything. My last post that called him a fugly slut got removed. Let's see how long this one lasts. Repost and help the message live." Well, some reaction. For one, the White House said Natalie Maines is a despicable nobody who clearly suffers from a severe case of Trump derangement syndrome that rotted her peanut-sized brain. Other people reacted like she's somebody. I used to like her music till she started broadcasting her opinions on the open stage. We don't want to hear it. Stick to your art. And by the way, speaking of nasty chicks, just real quickly again, John Ossoll is going to be against the runoff, two guys, Republican section, here in Georgia. And John Ossoff, who's the Democrat candidate running for re-election, released a comment after the runoff, and it said, these toxic people, Collins and Dooley, making themselves inseparable, terminally toxic, now the failed congressman is only a congressman because his daddy was a congressman, and the failed coach who was only a coach because his daddy was a football coach, limp into a month-long race to the bottom that will leave them broke and unelectable. It was signed not by John Ossoll, but by Ellie Doherty, his communications director. What a snotty, bitchy, nasty way to put it. After the election of all this, well, he's only a daddy. Your daddy got him to that. I mean, I keep saying we've lost a generation of women. The social media and everything else, just a snotty little snot chick.
Young, entitled, and just nasty.
Yeah, I mean, and we looked up her picture. She looks like a witch. Unhappy, unsatisfied man-hater.
She's a witch.
God, she's a freaking witch.
She turned me into a newt.
A newt.
I got better.
A newt. I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead. Well, he will be soon. That's the other thing I used to like, is they do the real quick, well, he will be soon. I mean, it's just like sort of a Shakespearean aside or something.
You're not fooling anyone, you know.
It's 5:45 already. Holy crap. It's Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing? And so much more coming up, including a fight. And I want to see how you feel about it, because I know if I did it, it would be my last one. Coming up, Kimber, Pete, Flounder, and Just Jeff. Look out.
Fighting the communists with truth every day on the only conservative news and talk station in Atlanta. Xtra 106.3 FM and the Xtra app.
Right now, new car prices are out of control. Yes, it's more affordable to buy a used vehicle, but can you really trust what you're getting? That's why I use VIX Auto Care. VIX can perform a pre-purchase inspection of the vehicle I'm thinking about. They'll check it out from top to bottom, so I know if there are any potential problems. VIX helps me make the right decision. So before you buy, give VIX a try. VIX Auto Care on Roswell Street in Marietta. Visit them at VIXAutoCare.com. That's VIKS Autocare.com.
You've worked hard to save, and many even have a financial advisor. But is your portfolio as efficient as it can be? I'm here today with Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement, where our listeners can get a second opinion on their retirement savings. So, Evan, tell folks the biggest benefits of getting that second look.
Well, it's clarity. It's confidence. And I had a client come in the other day, and she thought, and she is, exceptionally conservative financially. And that's the way she had told her financial advisor to investors. She thought she was paying very little in fees. We came into the full review of her portfolio. She was taking a great deal of risk, so much so that she, in a good market, was down like 15, 20%. But then the thing that really put her over the top, the thing that she had no idea is she was paying about 4.5% a year in fees. It was an outrageous kick in the teeth to her. But the good news is there are ways to fix that problem pretty quickly and get you in line with what you actually thought you had.
Second opinions obviously are important, Evan, and as is reviewing what you have in place, right? You don't want to set it and forget it. You don't want to put a retirement plan together and just think, okay, now I'm good for the future, right?
Well, the way I view retirement and retirement plans is they're living, breathing things. Because the one thing I can promise you, I can promise me, and I can promise every single person that walks in our office is life will throw you curveballs. Things will change, and we've got to adapt with them. So if we aren't having annual reviews, and as you get closer to retirement, even more so, we have to adapt and build from there.
If you'd like a second opinion when it comes to your savings and investments, call Atlas Retirement for a complimentary second opinion today. That number is 678-736-7799. That's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, Trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
Got a home project coming up? Don't miss the All Four Seasons Home Show, hosted by Dan Watkins of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors and Chris Lalamia of the Trusted Toolbox. Every week, they talk with experts from Atlanta's top home improvement companies, sharing tips on plumbing, roofing, landscaping, and more. This week, we have Alex Poma from Barden Roofing. So don't miss the All Four Seasons Home Show, Saturday mornings at 9 on Xtra 106.3.
Georgia is growing. That means more jobs and more economic opportunity. As we enhance the electric grid to power this growth, we're working to minimize disruptions in your community. Our crews always put safety first. Please watch for them working alongside the road and move over if you're driving. We will make every effort to choose the least disruptive route for new power lines while balancing community and environmental impact, costs, and reliability. Watch your mailbox for letters or postcards from Georgia Power. We're proud to be here for Georgia and here for you.
Sponsored by Georgia Power.
Here we go now. Look out, 106.3. It's The Who. 1966, Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey of The Who grew tired of waiting for John Entwistle and Keith Moon to arrive. They had a gig at the Ricky Tick Club in Windsor, England. And these guys were late, so they took to the stage with the bass player and drummer of the local band and went ahead and opened the show. When Keith Moon and Entwistle finally showed up in the middle of the set, there was a fight that broke out, and Pete Townsend smashed Keith Moon in the head with his guitar. Moon and Entwistle quit the band. And they rejoined a week later, but they had a big fight with the guitar over his head, and they quit. Jeez. This was by 1966. The Who. And Pete Townsend, he had a birthday, I think, yesterday. It was like 92 or something.
No,
if I recall.
80-something.
Yeah, it was 80, yeah, 80, I don't remember. Anyway, a couple of birthdays here. Let's see. Cher. Cher is 80 today.
Snap out of it.
Trevor Smith Jr. is 54. Trevor Smith Jr., better known as Busta Rhymes. And singer Rachel Platten, who sang Fight Song and Stand By You stuff. Rachel Platten is 45 years old here today. And Jane Weedland of the Go-Go's is 68. On this day in history, more than 80 million people tuned in to watch the final episode of Cheers in 1993, the second highest rated series finale ever. MASH was number 1 and Seinfeld number 3. Cheers number 2. Most people watching the series finale. And on this day, you mentioned the Cubs game some time ago from the 1920s, and I wondered whether it was the same thing. On this day in 1969 at a Cubs game, Pete Davis, 4 drunken Marines were at the Chicago Cubs game, and the singer of Chicago, known as Peter Cetera from the group Chicago, was there, and the 4 Marines didn't like his hair. It was way too long. It's 1969, and so they beat him up and broke his jaw and had his mouth wired for several months, so it was not good. But Marines, it's just, he probably said something. If you say something, then you're asking for it. That's the thing. All right, a couple quick things here. It's astounding to me. This guy, the Scream Queen, Raheem Scream Jeffries, the former Speaker of the House, now number 2 because they aren't in control anymore. He is now telling black kids that they should no longer go to college. An incredible story. Just because states in the South are saying we're going to stop racism by redistricting and get rid of the racist voting cheating by Democrats, that Raheem the Scream Jeffries is now saying that black children should no longer go to college. This is an incredible. I think he really missed the boat there. I think they're trying to stop black people from getting an education in order to stop racism. It's just an incredible bunch of stupidity. I mean, absolute freaking stupidity. And the freaking Democrats, no more voting in any southern state for black people. I think that's really wrong. Anyway, that's only my opinion, of course. I'm not way to stop racism, in my opinion. Let me ask you this. What do you think about this story? 75-year-old woman, Indiana, went on a rampage at a place called Tim Hortons. It's a restaurant drive-in place.
Donut coffee shop.
There you go. And she's 75 years old, Indiana, near Fort Wayne, and she didn't like her to-go order, and so she went inside and she berated a 17-year-old female worker when she was upset about the drive-through order. Then surveillance footage showed her pointing and shouting at the worker as the 20-year-old shift manager showed up and said, "You have to leave, ma'am." The supervisor touched the woman. Her name was Anita Grayson. The supervisor touched Grayson when Grayson started coming for the young worker. Grayson then allegedly pushed the manager. The woman pushed the 75-year-old, pushed the manager and punched her on the left side of her face, hit her hard enough to leave scratches and sent her glasses flying. As the 75-year-old moved closer, the manager pushed her back. Grayson responded by shoving her manager in the face, triggering a melee that ended with both of them on the floor. The woman then grabbed the shift leader by the hair and pulled her hair so hard they ripped a piece of her hair out while holding by the hair. Two employees moved in, tried to separate him. The struggle to get him eventually was more hair pulling. Couldn't get her hand off the hair. Big chunk of hair going flying. People are fighting. The last thing they saw, cops showed up. Employees returned behind the counter. The woman sat down at a table and made a phone call. 10 minutes later, she was lying down on the floor, and the paramedics showed up, and she died. She died after the fight. Her family says, well, she had congestive heart failure. She was wearing a heart monitor. And you can't go to a coffee shop and get killed, unlived about there at the coffee shop. They should have known something. Well, the restaurant said, now, wait a minute. Yeah, we didn't do anything. They released the footage and sort of the police department saying we have to counter this false narrative about them, making rounds on social media. It showed the fight and then the woman on the floor. And so they beat up some woman who came in to get a cup of coffee. Quite the opposite. And by the way, for the record, 75 within about... I'm 80. My next fight, I guarantee you, will be my final one. I'll die. If I get in another fight, I'll be dead. I'm sure of it. Because it's just, And this is kind of a warning to me to kind of...
Don't sell yourself short. You've been working out, you've been saying.
Actually did my plank for a minute, and all that good stuff. And in fact, what's that?
Plank.
My plank. And I do my half of 50 push-ups at a time. And I'm telling you, that's just it really is more than you think. If you're on your knees doing push-ups on your knees, if you do 50 of them, you're going to say, well, I can really feel it. Yeah, you feel it in your shoulders. I mean, it really does. It does, especially if you're old and you want to get back in shape. I mean, that's certainly one way to do it. That certainly ought to be one way to do it anyway. All right, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And we're going to have to save this for tomorrow. There's a story. Pete found this, I think it was the Daily Mail, about what would happen if aliens invaded Earth. But I have a question. How come they're assuming that they haven't invaded Earth yet on this one, and what would happen? It wouldn't be like War of the Worlds or E.T. On the other hand, I thought we already had 4 different species of things we've captured. And where's the... and by the way, I heard somebody this morning talking about this very thing on the Glenn Beck Show. Guys were filling in, and they were saying that, all we ever get released is visuals of, these little dots moving way far up and little things streaking in the sky we can't see them. And somebody said, well, how come we don't have any high-definition stuff? Of all the technology we have, how come there's no high-def pictures? And the guy said, there are high-def pictures, but they're classified. So we have... technology that shows these things, but they're not
like
they can really do.
Show me.
Yeah,
I believe it till you show me.
Well, I think they're scared. I think they're scared of what America's going to do if they release the truth.
Well, they haven't done anything to us. Why would we get that?
That's the thing. If they wanted us dead, we'd be dead.
Yeah.
Let's go meet them. Let's say, okay, let's have fun. Let's go.
We're entertainment. We're a zoo.
Unless they need us for fuel, and need our human bodies, to make them grow or something. If then they don't have bad attempts on us anyway. How about another Flounders funny there, just Jeff? One more.
See, I'm not racist. It's just the outfits that bother me. Like I was at Boston Logan Airport. A family of Somalians came in. Typical Somalian family, one husband, 3 wives, 10 children. All the women were wearing, that. Just that with a little hole in it. You ever seen the Somalian burqa? It's different. It's You ever see those skydivers where they wear the flying squirrel outfit?
I'd like to do that.
And I mean, I wasn't even bothered by that. They were in the same line as me. It was general screening. They unclipped, and then they got into the priority line, and the TSA guy was like, no, you can't do that. And then the woman just started speaking at him, like in her language. She was just like, you know how they sound. You've seen Star Wars. And
in the bar. The bar scene.
Listen. I'm joking. I love Minnesota. Anyway.
The Ice Pirates. I love it. Who's that guy we know?
That's Mr. Ben Bankus.
There you go. All right, boys.
He's
Just
kind of
Jeff,
the
good to
guy
see
right
us.
now in comedy.
Oh, excellent. And keep repeating Flounder tomorrow. We do it all over again. It's going to be Thursday, and that's okay. But yes, in the meantime, hey, Christine, baby, sing me home because I got to go. You're killing me. And go Arsenal. Well, I guess they won. They've gone. It's over. They did go. Look out, Herb.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station.
Castro in Cuba gets indicted. I'm Tom Rigotti, Fox News. A former Cuban leader is under U.S. indictment. Fox's Evan Brown with details.
A federal grand jury in Miami indicts 94-year-old former Cuban dictator Raul Castro for allegedly ordering the shooting down of 4 Miami-based civilian pilots participating in the 1996 Brothers to the Rescue humanitarian flights in international airspace.
Nations and their leaders cannot be permitted to target Americans, kill them, and not face accountability.
Acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche speaking in Miami. Cuba's embassy in the U.S. in a series of social media posts claims the humanitarian nature of the flights were phony and the pilots invaded Cuban airspace.
President Trump says he's not rushing a permanent ceasefire with Iran.
We're going to give this one shot. I'm in no hurry. You never think, oh, the midterms, I'm in a hurry. I'm in no hurry. Ideally, I'd like to see few people killed as opposed to a lot.
Traffic is still more or less stalled in the Strait of Hormuz as both the U.S. and Iran continue to halt activity. Fox Business Network's Ashley Webster reports from Tel Aviv.
Iran says in the last 24 hours, 26 vessels have passed through the strait, including 3 tankers, 2 from China, 1 from South Korea, carrying an estimated 8 million barrels of crude